I'll read the little script.
So the line not quite as big as what we've seen the last couple of weeks, but still some pretty good sized guys. For the Vikings on offense tonight, the senior Bronson Golden gets the call, the 5'11", 185-pound senior. Cade Blanchett, the sophomore, 6'4", 175. Jake Lucas at quarterback, the 6'2" senior. Haven Lysell Stewart at tight end, the 6'3" junior. Brant Hebel, the slot back, 5'10" senior. Tristan Stambaugh at fullback, the 6'3" sophomore. Court Shugren, 6'1", 190. It's the senior starting on the line. Brandon Malm, senior, 6 foot, 285. Skylar Hopkins, senior, 205, 6 foot. Tanner Ledig, 210, 5'7" senior. And Leroy Bean at 5'9", 255, also a senior. They are ready to go here, and it's time for football here in Hillsboro.
Vikings have won the toss, elected to defer. Brant Hebel out there for the Vikings, and number 79, big 79 guy, and he is Jared Jansen. They had one each with the official out there. He was wearing his mask, and I think it's Perry Warden, a friend of mine that's a white hat tonight. I don't know who all's on his crew, but after last week's crew that was a substitute crew, I mean, I don't ever want to make fun of a crew because it's a tough job, but, you know, they struggled a little bit, but we got through the game. It had no outcome in the game whatsoever, but Perry's group is a group that's been doing it for a long time, so I'm sure we're going to have an excellent officiated game. The Vikings will be kicking from the south end to the north, and Hillsboro in their all red uniforms with gold lettering, gold numbers. Vikings all white, black lettering with some orange trim on there. Brandon Malm will be kicking off for the Vikings, and we'll see who ends up going deep. It'll probably be Jamari Harris, but looks like it's going to be number 33 and number 8 back there. Number 8 would be Nate Heim, 33, Pedro Nitro Jr. So that's who's back there deep for Hillsboro, so they don't have any of their wide receivers, or I thought maybe their quarterback would be back there too. He's a kind of do everything. You and I remember him from basketball season. He's a good athlete. So Brandon will spot the ball at the 40-yard line. We're ready to go. Sit back and enjoy, and maybe the Vikings can pull a big upset victory here tonight from Hillsboro. The line drive kick, it's going to bounce about the 30-yard line, stay in bounds, picked up at the 25 by one of the up guys and driven out of bounds by Brand Hebel about the 32-yard line. That's where Hillsboro will start. And you remember back when Gary Sambo and Ted Kessinger came to Bethany, they started the zoo offense. That means nobody in the backfield with the quarterback. Well, we'll see some of that tonight. Patuchik sends everybody out. Sometimes 3 on one side, sometimes 4 on one side. So they spread it out like crazy.
They really do. They want to stretch the field. They want to get the ball up. And again, a lot of it is not necessarily up the field passing, but a lot of little slip action that they're trying to get as well.
So right away they go 3 wide, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Harris is in the backfield behind Patuchik. He's in that pistol position. Now he puts him out to the left now. So they go right away. They go 5 wide. Now Harris back in motion to the near side. Dropping out now, rolling near side is Patuchik. Looks like he's going to tuck and run. No, he's going to go back the other way, and he gets over the head of Jake Lucas. A big completion on the first down, all the way down to the 25-yard line. Boy, he fooled everybody, including our secondary, as he actually tucked the ball in his arm and took off running to the near side, threw it back across the field. That shows he's got a strong arm.
Yeah, on that particular play, Kaufman, the tight end, started on the near side of the field, which is the same way Patuchik rolled, and he actually slips out on the far side of the field, gets just behind Jake Lucas over there, and a perfectly thrown ball just over the outstretched fingers of Lucas for a big gain to get this half started.
25-yard line, so they already in near the red zone. We'll get that for you in just a little bit. 2 receivers each way this time for Patuchik in that pistol position. Vikings kind of going up to the line of scrimmage and blow the play dead. It looks like it's going to be a motion. They stopped the play, so it looks like it's going to be a motion on the Hillsboro Trojans. Back them up. 5 yards. The New Horizon CBD Red Zone. The Hillsboro almost got in the New Horizon CBD Red Zone in the first play, but now they got backed up, so now they got 1st and 15. First penalty of the game goes against Hillsboro. We're hoping the Vikings could get a big start, but that one big play so far has got them back on their heels just a little bit. We'll get the starting defense for you in just a little bit. 2 wide each way for the Trojans here on 1st and 15. Handoff to Harris trying to get outside. Great play by Tristan Stambaugh. Got him back around the ankles and tackled him back about the 35. It's another 5-yard loss.
Yeah, it looked like Harris was trying to stretch that along the edge. I tell you, Tristan got a great push through the middle and from his linebacker position was able to get through there and make a big play for a big loss, and that's going to set him up for about a 2nd and 20.
It looks like Stambaugh's playing defensive end.
Yeah, he is tonight, yep.
Ludwig, Holt, and Hopkins are the 4 down linemen. Lysell, Stewart, Shugren, and Sharp are the linebackers. We'll get the secondary for you in a moment. Dropping back to pass, Patuchik with a little pass in the flat in between 2 receivers, and they both kind of fumbled it. It ended up in and out of the hands of number 26, Jake Thiessen. So it's going to be 3rd down now and 20.
Yeah, not sure. It was a little bit of a crossing pattern there between those two, a little misdirection look. He throws it right in between both of them. Couldn't tell if maybe the slant guy got a hand on it and kind of knocked it away from Thiessen a little bit, but it was not a not a perfectly placed ball, and that sets him up for a 3rd and long.
Brewer and Hebel are the corners. Blanchett and Lucas are the safeties. 3rd down and 20 here for Hillsboro. Dropping back to pass now, getting flushed out of the pocket. He's rolling, going to go deep down the end zone and in for the touchdown. Or is he out of bounds? Can't tell. Pass caught by, it's going to be at the 1-yard line. Caught by Wickert. And it's going to be a big play. 2 big plays in this drive. And boy, that was just barely complete.
Yeah, just barely complete and just barely out of bounds. I tell you, it was a nicely thrown ball on the roll. He was able to bring himself back around and just got behind Brewer a little bit there in the corner. He is going to be out at the 1, and that's going to set him up 1st and goal.
Hillsboro is in the CBD New Horizon Red Zone. State licensed New Horizon CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. Wide receiver wide each way, kind of a tight end flanker on each side. Patuchik in the backfield. He's going to tuck it and run himself. He's got the right side, and he's in for 6 points. So just like that, really 3 big plays for Hillsboro with the 10-21 mark of the first quarter gives them a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, big plays were the key there. And, again, one of those happened on 3rd down, and that's what hurt us last week. A lot of big 3rd down plays, and that one was a big one on a 3rd and 20. They end up getting the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line. So 2 big pass plays really making it happen for Hillsboro on that first drive.
They're going to go for 2 for the extra point. They put everybody but 3 people. Oh, it's a bad snap, but Patuchik takes it anyway, trying to get to the goal line, and he's going to make it in. It was a bad snap. He had to go up and get it, but his 2-point run is good, and with 10:21 left to go in the first quarter, Hillsboro breaks on top 8-0. Back with the ensuing kickoff after this 30-second timeout. Joel Weems Field, Stadium, Joel Weems Stadium, Reimer Field here on the campus of Tabor College in Hillsboro, Kansas. Don Biggs along with Doug Snyder for tonight's game. Vikings they had them where they wanted them in third and long on that after that first pass play, and then that second pass play came up and bit them a little bit, but we'll see what the offense can do. Stambaugh, Hebel, and Blanchard are 3 deep about the 15-yard line. The kicker is number 7, Bolt. He'll do the honors from the 40-yard line, see if the Vikings can get a decent return here and get their offense going tonight. Beautiful night for football. Boy, just couldn't ask for early September. Sometimes you have some pretty warm games, but it's really nice and cool down. High end over end kick. It's going to be taken by Hebel right at the 20-yard line, trying to get to the outside 25. Turns it upfield, and boy, runs into a pile. There's a brick wall right there about the 28-yard line. So that's where the Vikings will have it, 1st and 10. Viking offense starting lineups presented by Ortho. Salina Ortho. You heard a little bit ago. We'll rehash them just a little bit as Jake Lucas comes out to address his huddle and get the offense started for the Vikings.
I want to remind people, if you're not paying attention, live.smokyvalley.org, you can watch the game tonight. Coach Mr. Rose up there streaming away, having to use some hot spots tonight, but he's trying to do the best of making sure we get a chance to broadcast and hopefully have a chance to watch and listen at home.
Double tight wishbone formation for the Vikings. Here comes a handoff to Cade Blanchard. He hits the hole running hard and gets in about a 5-yard gain, maybe 4. See where they spot it. The line judge on this side had a little bit better spot before he ran back, so looks like they're going to give him about 3. The first spot of the ball was better. It gave him the 29-yard line on the return, so that's only a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, not a big hole there, but, if we could start getting to the point where we put up 4 or 5 yards a carry, it'd be great. That one only 3. Blanchett trying to get up there, but good hard running to get in there.
Well, we don't have the size we did against Haven trying to push those 300-pound guys out of the way, so hopefully the Vikings can get a little bit better. Here comes Stambaugh. He's across the 35 and up near the 36-yard line before he's turned back. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, again, anytime we can get that grind action going, and that's exactly what Tristan did. He actually got grabbed in the backfield there a little bit by number 54, Rempel, and he continued to pull Rempel there for another yard until another Trojan was able to come in and make the play. But, again, just digging, sets us up for about a 3rd and 3 here. Good opportunity for the Vikings.
Still in the wishbone formation. Malm, Bean, Luddig, Shugan, and Hopkins trying to open some holes for the Viking runners. Here's Jake Lucas going to take it himself. He's got 1st down yardage and more across the 40-yard line. Good running by Jake following that big line I just mentioned and getting a hole. So that certainly helps when you're not pushing a 250 to 300-pound defensive lineman out of the way. You got some guys that are equal or a little bit less in size than the Vikings.
Yeah, it really did. That left side really turned him in. Number 74 over there, Skylar Hopkins, took his guy all the way to the inside, and that allowed Lucas an opportunity to be able to find that little seam, that little crease, and pick up the 1st down.
Hillsboro scored on their first drive. Vikings got a 1st down. Here comes a play. It gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, so that one didn't go anywhere that time. I don't even know who got the ball. I think Tristan got the ball.
Yep, Stambaugh right up the middle that time, and there just wasn't any space.
They were shooting the A-gap.
They were there in a hurry, and he didn't have anywhere to go. I tell you, as soon as Lucas handled the ball off, he was manhandled in the middle there by a host of Trojans.
Yeah, you talk about Rempel. He's a senior. He's only 205. He's the biggest, and the big number 79 is a little bit bigger in there. He's at 268, so he must have plugged that first A-gap. Tanner Luddig has a pretty good job of fighting off him. On the option play, here's Lucas. He's going to keep it again, taking it upfield across the 45 up to about the 47-yard line. So he'll get about 4 yards on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, good job trying to read the seam there by Jake. He didn't a few blockers out in front of him, and then they were able to just kind of peel off of him at the last minute. Stambaugh was having a block and able to catch Jake. One more block, one more little slip, and he's probably down the field quite a ways.
Still staying in that wishbone formation, double tight. Makes them go to a 4-down lineman front because they do a lot of 3-down lineman front. So it's 3rd down and 7. And here comes Blanchett right up the middle. Boy, he gets across midfield and down to the 49-yard line, but he's going to be short of the 1st down by a couple yards. It's going to be 4th down and 2. See what the Vikings do here.
We talked about Cade that first week, just didn't have any space. I thought last week he hit the holes a little bit harder, trying to create some space. This one, got the ball, put his head down, and has a nice gain. But like you said, still keeps the Vikings just a little bit shy of the first down.
Brewer brings the play in from his wide receiver position. They're going to go for it on fourth down. So a big fourth down here early for the Vikings on their first possession. 7 minutes left to go. Hillsboro leads 8-0. Turn and hand it off. No, Jake's going to keep it himself. He's got first down yardage across the 45 and down to the 44, maybe 43. We'll see where they spot it. Boy, Jake's doing some good hard running tonight.
Jake is, and again, we've been looking for that extra option. You know, we haven't really found that go-to guy yet, and so again, spreading the ball around I think has been very important for Smoky Valley here to get tonight started. We've gone Blanchett, we've gone Stambaugh. Now Lucas has had a few good runs, and again puts the Vikings in a good spot. We didn't pick up a lot of those fourth downs last week, and we get our first one already here.
Yeah, 1 for 1 on fourth down already. Lucas with that wishbone formation. Here comes Stambaugh up the middle. He's going to get tripped up and get maybe a yard. Tough going in the middle with that big number 79 right there to push his weight around.
Yeah, and he was back there quick. I tell you, he discarded the Viking lineman there and was able to be in the backfield and get his mitts around Stambaugh, who's not an easy guy to take down to start with. Tristan runs hard. He's a good-sized back, but you're right. Big number 79, Jared Jansen getting in there, all 6'6" of him, able to corral Stambaugh for only a gain of about a yard.
Stambaugh, Hebel, and Blanchett are the wishbone backs behind Jake Lucas under center, turns and hands it off to Stambaugh again. He's got big running room up the middle, first down yardage inside the 30 and down to about the 28-yard line. Boy, you get that first wave miss, though, and there's Stambaugh running loose in that secondary.
Yeah, that time we doubled up on number 79, Jansen, got two guys to come at him and turned him, and that opened up that crease right there in the middle. And once Stambaugh hit that spot, he was able to get the ball up the field for a nice gain. Again, about a 12, 13-yard gain, I think.
Good hard running by Tristan Stambaugh. Good blocking by the Viking lineman. Boy, would love to see him just put this first drive in pay dirt and make this tie ball game. Wishbone formation at the 29-yard line. First and 10 for the Vikings. A little bit slow on the handoff. Here Blanchett gets hit in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. He'll be dropped about the 30-yard line, maybe 31. See where they spot it. Looks like they'll spot it pretty close to the 30, so a loss of 1. Somebody blitzed in there.
Yeah, he was in the backfield quickly on that play. That was not a great play. It was Jansen again. I tell you, he's getting some big plays.
He's quicker than I thought he was.
He got back there in a hurry, and he disrupted that play, and very fortunate that Blanchett was able to hold on to that ball even to start with.
Well, they marked him as a starter on only offense, but he's starting on defense tonight. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. 4:57 left to go, first quarter action. Hillsboro on top, 8-0 back after this 30-second timeout. Get a quick run through of our sponsors that help us portion of the broadcast, including Harry Malari, Smoky Valley Booster Club, CNL Heating and Cooling, Art Shirt, Farmers State Bank, Crick Christian's Funeral Home, Dower Welding and Machine, Bank of Tesket, Lindsberg Family Dental Care, Dr. Loader, who's been on the sidelines since 1995 at Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Arn Reinert CPA, Midway Motors, Gallant Tire and Auto, People's Bank and Trust, Farm Bureau, Mari Loader, Caldwell Banker Realty, called Mari, call it sold, Old Stuga, Lindsberg Realty, Liz Nahadney, owner, broker. Appreciate their support each and every game and each and every broadcast we have, and hopefully, all things considered, hopefully we're off to a good start with high school sports and college sports. Hopefully we'll keep it going.
Yeah, it's been nice to have our students back, number one, as we've said before, but also our athletes. You know, the opportunity for them to get out here and play and get some things going. And I don't know about you, it's just been nice to be able to be at home and watch some games on TV and start to feel a little bit of normalcy again of being here on a Friday night and some college football on Saturday and pro football on Sunday. And It's just nice.
Second down and 11. Vikings stay in the wishbone formation again. Turn and hand it off to Hebel. He's got a little seam. Jumps over one tackler inside the 20-yard line and right at the first down marker. I believe he's got it. The Vikings are in the New Horizons CBD Red Zone. State license New Horizons CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. Boy, wouldn't that be great to have the Vikings score on the first drive.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. What a run by Brant Hebel. His first look of the night. 12 yards with, as you said, a nice hurdle over a would-be tackler at about the 25 and finished off the play strong.
Inside the red zone, still in that wishbone formation. Long count by Lucas. He's going to keep it in hand himself. He can't get away from Rimple. Rimple had a hold of him, and boy, one more tug there. It looked like Jake might have come through that tackle, but Rimple, he's a middle linebacker. He's a senior for some reason, and he held on for dear life.
Yeah, what a great drive by Smoky Valley, though. 12th play of the drive already as we're going down the field. Only 5 plays so far for Hillsboro, but, of course, theirs resulted in points. Yeah. So we've got to make sure we get this to end in points.
All run so far. The Vikings have not passed the ball yet. Everybody pointing to their assigning blocking in the line there. Still wishbone formation behind Jake Lucas, who's under center. Turn and hand it off to Blanchett. He gets down near the 15. Looks like they're just going to give him the 16-yard line. So it's going to be third down and about 7.
Yeah, Blanchett runs hard through there, but just got waylaid from the side, number 67.
Yeah, spun him around.
Yeah, Tristan Rathbone was coming from near side of the field to the far side. I don't think Blanchett saw him, but once he got contact with him, that stopped Cade right in his tracks, and he didn't make it any further. And that sets up a relatively long 3rd and 6 here for Smoky Valley.
Well, the 3rd and a long 6,
yeah,
but
7,
we're obviously maybe in four down territory. We went forward 4th down near midfield. Lucas with the wishbone formation again, turned and handed off to Brant Hebel again. I got my tongue tied up there that time, but Brant tried that same play he ran earlier and got about 3 more yards, so it's going to be 4th and about 3.
Smoky Valley's trying to do a really nice job of turn blocking today. They're really using those sides to try to turn the big guys inside and give an angle there for the backs to make it through. There's a little bit of speed there, obviously, on that Hillsboro defense, and they're able to collapse relatively soon. Not a huge gain. Going to set up a 4th and about 3 here.
4th and 3 for the Vikings. Wishbone formation, double tight. Lysell, Stewart, and Brewer, the 2 tight ends in the formation. Long play count, turn and hand it off to Stambaugh. Boy, he gets set up at the line of scrimmage, and the Vikings are going to get turned away. Well, they run right at that point where they had a big play earlier, but they couldn't get the double team on Jansen, and they couldn't get any penetration, and they turn it over on downs after a long drive.
Yeah, the middle of that defense, when they can pin their ears back and come after you, they do. And, boy, they were back there in that backfield quickly, right off the nose, and able to make a quick stick on Stambaugh, and they're able to finish him off. And the Vikings, again, smell the end zone but can't quite get to the line itself. And so
how many plays was
that? Was 14 plays. I mean, 14 or 15. Heck of a drive, but doesn't come away with any points.
Yeah, frustrating to say the least. Now they got to make sure they don't give up a big play going the other way. One wide receiver each way, one flanker each way. Now the flanker in motion, going to hand it off and try to get outside. Vikings got good penetration. Brewer comes up and does a nice job of taking that play, that tackler on. The ball carrier was number 4.
Looks like number 8. Number 8.
Oh, my bad. Number 8 on the play. Hine.
They make these numbers harder to see every year, Donnie, but when they get them all scrunched together. But yeah, number 8 Hine on that run on the what we would call kind of a green sweep look, and Brewer just held his ground, and it was coming from the wide side of the field to the short side of the field. Wasn't a lot of room here, so he shuts him down, and a nice stop.
2nd down and 10 after no gain on the play. Wide receiver again each way, flanker each way. That's kind of their go-to formation so far tonight here. As Patuchik's in the slot. Now he sends Harris, the running back, out in the far slot. Now the man in motion to the far side, so he's got that's Canadian football. And he never did snap it, turning upfield and offsides or motion, whatever you want to call it. It looked like Canadian football at its best, a 5-yard penalty on the Trojans.
I think everybody was expecting that ball to be snapped except the center, and he just held on to it. But Honshu was turning the corner. It looked like another player there on the end was ready to go. It looked like Patuchik was ready for the snap, and it just never came back there. But, yeah, I don't think you can do that. It looked pretty.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
And he was all the way. He was like 2 yards in the Viking side of the ball before he looked back and realized that ball hadn't been snapped yet. So Pickering now comes in for Stambaugh to give Tristan Stambaugh a little bit of break. So a little bit of flying substitution here as we go. So 2nd down and 15 now for Hillsboro. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Backs on each side of Patuchik in the backfield. He's throwing from his end zone. He's trying to get, now he's going to get flushed down. He's going to get sacked back inside the 5-yard line. So the Viking defense is really stiffening up here on this second drive for Hillsboro.
Yeah, it was a really nice job. A number of Vikings in there. Started, looked like by number 54, that would be Justin Holt in there, and a number of Vikings, again, helping him to finish it off. Number 75, Luddig in there also. Austin Sharp filling up his hole and his gap in there as well. But that was a big play, and that's usually been where they've made some big plays.
Good secondary coverage.
Yeah,
too.
it was great coverage.
Couldn't have any place to throw the ball.
This has been our tough spot, though. These 3rd and longs have bit us over the last 2 weeks.
They got 3rd and 16 on the scoreboard. 2 receivers each way. Harris, the back in the backfield behind Patuchik. He's going to drop back, still back, looking over a little screen inside, and we got it read perfectly, but we haven't finished the tackle yet, but now we do. Pickup of about 7 or 8 to get inside, or get it inside the chains anyway. It's going to be 4th and about 9, and I believe Hillsboro's going to have to punt.
Yeah, nice recognition there by Smoky Valley. This is something that Hillsboro's run a lot in the past. Has been that little mid-screen. First guy on the scene there was Austin Sharp, just couldn't quite finish him off. But the other one was Tanner Luddig, who had run all the way back toward the quarterback and then raced back to be able to make the finish off on that play.
And we're already to the end of the first quarter. Our score after 1 quarter, Vikings trail 8-0. Back with quarter number 2 and the punt after this 1-minute timeout. Here so far, so surprising to see Oakley up on them already. Republic County up on Minneapolis 8-0 after 1 quarter, and Chapman 6, Abilene 0 after 1. Here at Smoky Valley, trailing 8-0, but they just got a 3 and out. You don't suppose that Hillsboro would do a fake punt this deep in their own end zone, but Patuchik is the punter, so you never know what you're going to do with a quarterback back there punting. But I wouldn't expect him to do it. Brant Hebel standing back about the 45-yard line, so he's not even back to midfield yet. So,
yeah, interesting first quarter with the Vikings putting up 59 yards on the ground. Hillsboro -6, but Hillsboro with 85 yards passing. The Vikings with none.
It is a kick, a high end-over-end kick. Vikings going to have to get out of the way so they don't get hit by the ball. It's going to take a Viking bounce and go back about the 38-yard line. So the Vikings get a good break on that one. They have a short field to work with here. See if they can put this ball in the end zone for 6. Boy, that'd be a big boost to their momentum.
Yeah, it was a great first drive. 15 plays, 59 yards, but ending on that 4th down run, unable to get the ball advanced to the end zone. Now you want to continue going in the other direction now, but it's been the running game that's been the high point now for Smoky Valley, and really the only thing we've gone to. And now it's time to, again, get that momentum back. Got a great stop defensively, pushed him back deep, and we're able to keep him back deep, and that was huge.
I formation this time for the Vikings, wide receiver each way, Golden and Hebel, I believe. Samball and Blanchett behind Jake Lucas, who's under center, turn and hand it off a fake. Jake's going to keep it himself. He's got some running room. He's down across the 30 to the 25. First down yardage on first down. Good running by Jake Lucas, but good blocking by the rest of the team.
Yeah, great blocking. Almost a naked fake there. Nobody came down the 1 or the 2 hole for him, and he ends up having 2 blockers, Stambaugh and Blanchett, both leading him, and Jake getting a great run up the field there and be able to make some guys miss, but taking it from the 38 all the way down to the 25-yard line. Nice 13-yard gain by Lucas.
House, who's checked into the game for Golden, and Hebel are wide each way. I formation again for the Vikings. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings, looks like Court Shugan might have been the Viking guilty of jumping. So the Vikings will back themselves up 5 yards. First Viking penalty.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of movement. Actually, what I saw first there, and I think that's what they called, was a snap infraction. I think Tanner maybe moved that football just a little bit, and a lot of members of that line seemed to move just a smidge, and I think Court bid on that.
So we're not going to change the play any. We're going to keep the play. 1st down and 15. Ball out near the 30-yard line. Long play count for Lucas. He gets it to Stambaugh, who's got some running room across the 20 to the 15. 1st down yardage. Good, strong running by Tristan Stambaugh.
Yeah, Stambaugh does get a great run up the field, and he does take the Vikings in to the New Horizons CBD red zone. State license and State license New Horizons CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products.
That looked like that was stopped at the line of scrimmage, but Tristan just kept running, then all of a sudden broke free and got the 1st down yardage, so great recovery from that penalty.
Yeah, he had a player hanging on him right from the get-go, like you pointed out. The line was right there, but Tristan, as I said, strong young man, takes it up the field for a nice gain, sets the Vikings up in great position.
Back to wishbone formation. Lucas has got it on the side. He's got near the goal line, the 5-yard line. He was near the goal line, but he's near 1st down yardage. He might have got another 1st down. We'll see where they spot it.
I think he did. They're dropping the chains over there, so it's going to be 1st and goal for Smoky Valley.
1st and goal again. So the Vikings coming up with some big plays here. That's another strong run by Jake. He just took it and tucked it right from the get-go. I was so excited. I thought that we were going to get our first score there. I was on the wrong line marker there. We're quite a ways up here. The press box is quite a ways off of the field. 1st and goal for the Vikings. Wishbone formation again for Jake. Lucas turned and handed off to Blanchett. He's near the goal line. Touchdown! Smoky Valley gets their first score of the season. As Cade Blanchett runs it in, credit him with a 5-yard carry, and the Vikings are on the scoreboard.
Yeah, great run by Cade across that left side of the Viking line, and what a huge weight lifted off that the back of that team. You should have seen the sideline explode and erupt over there. Just so happy to be in the end zone, and a great score for a sophomore. Cade Blanchett taking it in for the Vikings' first score in 2020.
And the Vikings will also go for 2. It's 8-6 now. Wishbone formation for the Vikings. Everybody's pointing their blocking assignment. See if we can get it in for 2. Long play count by Jake. He's going to take it himself. He's got the goal line. He's in for 2. Extra point is good by Lucas, and our score with 10:08 left to go in the second quarter. Smoky Valley 8, Hillsboro 8. Back after this 30-second timeout. A 4-play, 38-yard drive, most of it on the ground, all of it on the ground. We haven't thrown a pass yet, but the Vikings now have racked up a lot of yardage, and they got their first score of the year. And the sideline and the limited crowd, I don't know if we can tell how many people are watching again, but it's a great feeling to get on the board.
Yeah, I think they were limiting the crowd here tonight to 200, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, we've got 89 different individual hookups here on the live.smokyvalley.org. So again, if you have the chance, it's a great ball game. 10:08 left in the second quarter, first half, and we've got a tie ball game. 8-8, both teams going at it hard, but moving the ball, and it's really making for an exciting game.
I had a good feeling about this night tonight. It just seemed like the Hillsboro would probably take the Vikings lightly. You know, they haven't scored. They've given up a lot of points. It's just like one of those things. It's their senior night, so they were announcing their seniors ahead of time, and just had a good feeling about this game tonight. It's obviously not over yet, but it's certainly a pleasure to have an 8-8 tie in the second quarter. Malm's kick on the ground, bouncing around, still bouncing, still bouncing, still bouncing all the way inside the 10-yard line. Patucci picks it up, and he's still running around the 5-yard line. If they can get him tackled near the goal line, and they do, my goodness, what a play. It's not going to be a safety, but it's going to be 1st and 10 Hillsboro, about the 3 or 4 yard line. My goodness, what a kick.
I tell you, if you're watching on the stream right now, rewind that kick. I have never seen a ball bounce that awkwardly that many times on the same play. It was up, it was down, it was around, and finally, like you said, having to make the play deep. I think it was Hine actually taking it deep, and he tried to make something out of nothing, and unfortunately went further back than what he him down there, and it'll be first down from their own 2.5 yard line.
And they got it spotted right at the extra point line, so spotted at the 3 yard line. 2 receivers wide each way. Pistol formation for Patucci, who's standing 3 yards deep in the end zone. Harris the back behind him in the backfield. Quick pass flat, caught, and getting out near. Oh, fumble, ball's loose, but I think Hillsboro got it. Boy, what a hit by one of the Vikings. Have to see who that was, maybe Blanchett, but that ball came out of there, out of the hands of number 7.
I think it was number 2, Honshu, actually. I think it was number 2.
Okay.
And 2 ends up being the one to be able to cover. No, actually, the cover up there was actually taken care of on the edge, and that was number 7, Bolt able to get on top of it. But it sure looked like a Viking had a shot at it once it popped out. Unfortunately, we were rolling over backwards and couldn't quite get the arm on the ball, but what a hit.
So 2nd down, and we'll call it 2 for Hillsboro on that quick out pattern. 2 receivers each way. Our safeties give their second receiver such a lot of room out there. Here comes Harris running up the middle. He's got some room. He breaks the 1 tackle out in the flat across the 20, 25, 30. It's a foot race. 40, and good tackle there by the Vikings. Brant Hebel, I believe.
I think that's Tate Brewer maybe that got him over there.
Maybe that's Brewer over there. Okay. And it goes outside the 40-yard line, so it's spotted at the 42. So just like that, 2 big plays. This time running play got a big yardage, and it's 1st and 10 for Hillsboro.
You know, Brewer got sucked in a little bit on that outside, and I know the coaching staff was telling him, stay out, stay out. So I think he took it upon himself to make sure he was going to get over there and get a foot and make sure he made a play, and he does, saving the touchdown.
Wide receiver each way, flanker each way for Hillsboro. Patucci now moves his running back, who looks like he's limping a little bit. Harris to the slot, now motion to the near side as well. And he fumble on the play, and Patucci's going to take it up there, but there's Sharp to come and sack the quarterback after he fumbled the ball. He really had nowhere to go but try to make something out of it. And a good play by Justin Holt.
Yeah, I think that might have been Austin Sharp making it back
Sharp,
in there. You know, close numbers for both of them, but Sharp makes it back there and makes the play.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Hillsboro calls a timeout. They're kind of sputtering here. Well, let's keep it right here this time. We had a couple of timeouts over there. Looks like there's a Viking on the side there. It's getting some attention too. But again, we want to thank our sponsors, Harry Malari, Smoky Valley Booster Club, C&L Heating and Cooling, Art Shirt, Farmer State Bank, Christian's Funeral Home, Dower Welding and Machine, Bank of Tescott, Lindsberg Family Dental Care, Dr. Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Arn Reinert CPA, Midway Motors, Gallant Tire and Auto, People's Bank and Trust, Farm Bureau, Mari Loader, Caldwell Banker Realty, Old Stuga, Lindsberg Realty. Appreciate all their support, and
appreciate Mike Rose up top again, out in the elements. Although they're pretty nice elements tonight, but up on top of the press box here, delivering us this 93 individual.
Watchers.
Computers, whatever they're using. And want to make sure we send a shout out to Dalton Eastep tonight, also doing our stats for us. So again, we try to keep you up to date, but great to have those people involved and watching a great football game here tonight.
3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side, so empty backfield for Patucci back there behind his offensive line. Quick release out in the flat and caught right at midfield and tackled there immediately. So pretty good gain on the play. Got back to loss and some more. It's going to be just short of midfield, about the 49 or 48 yard line. They'll spot it at the 49. It's going to be 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, Vikings are giving a little bit of ground back there because they sure don't want to get beat deep. That's happened to us twice already on that first drive, and now we want to keep everything in front of us. Nice little play out there to Wickert. He got the first guy to miss, and then right up there next, Austin Sharp coming from his linebacker position to finish off the play.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, back in the backfield behind Patuchik. On this 3rd and 3, going to quick and hand it off to the far side, and it's going to be stopped for a loss on the play. Good job, Tristan Stambaugh, and couldn't see who the other one was in there. I think Shugren stopped that play at the line of scrimmage, loss of about 1, maybe 2, and it's going to be 4th down and 4.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Those 2 guys right off that far side, and they're able to make a big play right on the edge. Not sure if they didn't get blocked or if they just fought off the blocks, but there was a major push on that side, and the first one to get there looked like Stambaugh. And then again, Shugren able to help finish it off, and time for the Vikings to get a big stop here, and this would allow them to take the charge of the ball.
So make sure of the punt before you go. And he is going to kick it away. High spiraling kick. Brant Hebel's going to let it hit. And it's going to take a Hillsboro bounce this time inside the 20 near the 15. And now that's where it'll settle. So Hillsboro deciding they're going to pin the Vikings down and see if they can make them drive the field again. But with 6:54 left, it'd be just lovely to see the Vikings drive the length of the field and score right before halftime to take a lead.
Yeah, and we've used a lot of time on our possessions. You know, the last time we had it on our own end going all the way down, we took a substantial amount of time off, just didn't score. That'd be a great way to finish off this half now. We also want to say hi to Carson Peel tonight. Carson had surgery earlier today to repair a broken bone in the leg. So we hope Carson's healing up well, and we hope we can get him back to school and get that healing process started. And again, hopefully you're having a good time tonight, Carson. I know you'd rather be here with us, but get you healed up and get going again.
I formation, wide receiver each way for the Vikings. Turn and hand it off to Lucas. He's going to keep it himself. He's trying to the outside edge, gets across the 20 and up to the 21-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4. Good effort by Jake.
I know they're different teams. It's apples to oranges here a little bit, but I think our Viking guys are just running with a little bit more of a sense of urgency tonight. I know we talked before about the fact that it's not quite the same size guys we're taking on the front, but Jake fights through a tackle in the backfield and able to get yardage. And, you know, that's some of the things we didn't see in that first week was that ability to break that first tackle.
Back to wishbone formation, double tight on 2nd down and 4 for the Vikings. Jake, long play count, turn and hand it off to Tristan. Tristan's got running room across the 30, 35, near the 40-yard line. Tristan Stambaugh, you talk about a north-south runner. He was headed south. He was headed to Wichita.
I tell you again, you get Tristan with a head of steam going, and he will punish some people. And that's something, again, he hasn't had the opportunity to do. But Wickert tried to stand in there and be the last resort for the Trojans, and he was able to take him down. But you're right, there was no juke move, there was no nothing. It was straight locomotive.
1st down and 10 Vikings. Big 1st down on that play. Turn and hand it off to Tristan again. He's got more running room. He's across midfield. He's across down to the 40. And he's tackled there the 35-yard line. My goodness, Tristan Stambaugh has learned how to run at Hillsboro.
I tell you, this is something that Viking coaching staff loves. This is Timber Lambert football. This is put the ball on the ground, punish some people on the way. Back-to-back, Tristan Stambaugh runs right up the middle, and the Vikings have it on the roll.
1st and 10 Vikings in Hillsboro territory. Wishbone formation. It doesn't seem like it matters if they run out of the bone or run out of I formation. They've been successful in both formations tonight. 1st and 10 Vikings. Turn and hand it off to Cade Blanchett. He goes off the left side. He gets down to about the 33-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, another nice hard run by Blanchett, too. Again, he saw the defensive back, Jackson Honshu, come up, and instead of trying to juke to try to get another yard or two or maybe losing something, just put his shoulder down and went right over him. You know, some of those are establishing that early. You saw it. Wickard made a nice play on Stambaugh, and then the very next time, here comes Tristan again. He didn't stick his nose in quite the same way, and that allowed Tristan to get some extra yards. Same here for Blanchett.
2nd down and 7 actually on the spot. Wishbone formation. Luke is going to take it, keep it himself again. Try that left side. He's got room. He's got 1st down yardage. He's across the 20. He's across the 15. Down near the 10-yard line. Great run again by senior Jake Lucas.
Yeah, nice job by Jake picking and grooving through there. And again, the Vikings are really gashing some holes here in this Hillsboro Trojan defense as they take it down into the New Horizons CBD red zone. State licensed New Horizons CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products.
This drive started back about the 15-yard line, so Vikings are racking up yardage. We're inside 5 minutes left in the first half. The Vikings knocking at the door to take their first lead. They got their first score. Now they're looking to take their first lead. First and goal at the 10-yard line, so it's a big amount of real estate you got to pick up. Here's Brant Hebel. He's got the 5. He's got the goal line. Touchdown! Brant Hebel. The Vikings lead the game 14-6. What a drive. What an impressive drive.
Yeah, great drive by Smoky Valley. The only thing they didn't do that we said we'd like to do is take some more time off the clock, but I don't think we're going to argue a whole lot. Some great running. Again, the Vikings yet to throw a pass here tonight as they continue to just put the ball on the ground and go. This time, great run by senior Brant Hebel from 10 yards out, takes it in and gives the Vikings, as you said, our first lead tonight and our first lead of the season, 14-8.
2-point conversion, I'm assuming, coming up here with 4:40 left to go in the second quarter. Vikings just have a lot of moxie and a lot of jump in their step. Wishbone formation behind Jake Lucas. He ran it himself for the last one. He's going to take it again, try that left side, and he's going to get in for 2. 16 for the Vikings, 8 for Hillsboro. Back after this 30-second timeout. They score with 10:08 left to go in the second quarter, and then repeat, score again with 4:40 left to go. 2-point conversion good on each one, and they take a 16-8 lead. 6 plays, 85 yards on that second drive.
Yeah, and what a great night so far offensively for Smoky Valley. We said we'd love to see a shootout here, and the defense has really responded for Smoky Valley as well. But 187 yards of total offense so far for Smoky, 122 for Hillsboro. Vikings leading in time of possession, 9 minutes and 35 seconds to 7:31 for Hillsboro. And you mentioned the moxie. Drove the ball down the field, didn't score, but got it back within the 40. We're able to get that first score, and now playing with a new sense of urgency and excitement.
See what Brandon Malm's kick goes. Last time it bounced away from everybody, just took an awkward bounce at the right time. See if he kicks it that way again. He does. It's a line drive, but this time picked up. No, fumbled again about the 25-yard line, and there's Brant Hebel to wrap up the return man. It would be tackled about the 31-yard line, but good kick by Brandon Malm again, putting the Vikings, giving them, keeping Hillsboro relatively deep in their own end.
Yeah, again, doesn't allow a big run. I mean, the kicks so far have been absolutely perfect. This one looked like it might bounce up to him, pops right out of his mitts, and that allows Brant Hebel to be right on top of it. And I think he picked it up at about the 22, but never got ahead of steam, and Brant's able to stop him at about the 31.
Boy, it'd be important to get another 3 and out here. 2 receivers wide each way for Patuchik, who's in that pistol formation with Harris behind him in the backfield. Fake it to Harris. No, he's going to give it to Harris. He's going to try to get around the outside. He's got a little bit of room. He runs through one Blanchett tackle, now running out of bounds about the near midfield. Vikings just couldn't seal that corner on the run.
No, and he runs awfully hard, too, but you're right. He broke a tackle there in the backfield, at least some contact, was able to get around the edge of Stambaugh. Blanchett went at him, couldn't quite get him. Good, strong young man, ends up finally taking it out of bounds. He's been a little gimpy on some of these runs. I wonder if that, he's not necessarily punishing the Vikings when you'd think he has a chance to, but that might come up to our advantage later on.
2 receivers each way again for Hillsboro. 4.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Vikings leading. Oh, there should be a flag, and it is. Harris went on 1, and the snap was on 2, so back him up 5 yards. It seems like Hillsboro's the one that's kind of playing back on their heels a little bit. They called on one of the linemen, but Harris in the backfield. I didn't see the lineman move, but Harris in the backfield.
That lineman on the left side, actually, they were going to pull, and he was pulling on 1, and it should have been on 2, and I think that's when Harris moved as well, or else everybody else was wrong, and those two are right. But yeah, one of those scenarios. But you're right. I think there's a little bit of, you mentioned it, by coming in, Vikings could have a good shot tonight, and I think they're creating a lot of that tight play from Hillsboro right now.
3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. This is one that I saw on the highlight film that they just like to streak everybody down the field. Patuchik steps into that one, caught right in the middle, and tackled immediately to be about a 5, maybe 6 yard gain. Tackled by number, is that Jake? No, it's Shugan.
Yeah, Shugan was the first one back there. And again, you saw in that play, you mentioned them wanting to go on the streaks. Jake Lucas stayed deep. Brant Hebel stayed deep. They do not want to get beat by this long ball. You want to try to dink and dunk underneath us, you do that. We're going to get you after about a 4 or 5 yard gain. I think that's kind of the way we want to play the rest of this game.
Ball at midfield, 2nd down and 8 for Hillsboro. Again, 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. A little fumble by Patuchik. He's going to try to run it out of the backfield now. He's still looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 40, down to the 35, down to the 30. Breaks into the open at the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Matthew Patuchik. A 50-yard run by Patuchik. It looked like it was going to be a pass. Then he rode through, and just kind of like Darby Roper last week, he's a very good athlete, and he kind of weaves his way through Viking defense and scores from 50 yards out.
Yeah, Patuchik did an excellent job there. I'll tell you, one of the things he did so well on that rollout is he pulled the ball back like he was going to throw it, and he did that on that first drive of the night. This time it caused the corner to have to go deep. That allowed him to get up ahead of steam. Once he got there, he was able to reverse field from the near side to the far side, and once he did, all the momentum of the Viking tacklers coming this way, he's able to take it the rest of the way. 50-yard score, and that puts the score back to 16-14.
2 receivers each way. Harris in the backfield behind Patuchik for the extra point attempt. 14-16 right now. Patuchik still looking in the flat, and caught for a 2-point conversion pass. Our score with 3:33 left to go in the first half. Hillsboro 16, Smoky Valley 16. Back after this 30-second timeout. Play 69-yard drive to score to tie the ball game up. So
well, actually, all the scoring drives. The first scoring drive for Hillsboro was 5 plays, and then you mentioned the 4 and the 6, and then they do it in 3 plays. So we mentioned, wanting to see a nice offensive output tonight, and the score is only 16 all. I understand that, but it's been some really big plays by both teams.
Plays.
Yeah, they've really kind of established what they want to do to each other, and the Vikings obviously have not thrown a pass yet and have really just tried to gouge them with the run. The threat of the pass for Hillsboro leads to that score because Patuchik makes such a good play.
Made a play like he was going to pass it and never did. Number 7, Bolt is the kicker for Hillsboro. High end over end kick going to be taken by Tristan Stambaugh about the 15, trying to get outside the left side, 20, 25, 30, still on his feet, 35, 40, still on his feet, 45-yard line. Looked like he was tackled a couple of times back there, but he still keeps going and churning and gets it all the way up to a great field position at the 46-yard line.
I tell you, the only drawback of that is you had your fullback running about 35 yards that time by the time he took off. And no, but again, very excited by Tristan. Pretty pumped up about his run, but breaks a little arm tackle there at about the 20, and then he's able to just continue rumbling up the field, finding gaps. Great blocking by the Viking kick return team there to get him a wedge, give him an opportunity to get up there, and great starting position at the 46.
Wishbone formation. Hillsboro is thinking Tristan Stambaugh won't run it. We'll see who that Jake Lucas decides to give it to. Turn and hand it off to Brant Hebel. He tries the left side. He gets a little bit of running room. His head got jolted back there on somebody got a pretty good shoulder into his chest there. Snapped him back a little bit, but not before he gained about 3 yards up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, Hebel looked like he was going to hit that same gap pretty hard, and all of a sudden, linebacker arrives there and said, I don't think so, and stops him after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought. 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8 for Vikings, just short of midfield. Turn and hand it off to Hebel again. He's got some running room this time. He's across the 40 and down to the 38-yard line, so great running. First down yardage inside the 40-yard line by the Vikings, who are gashing the Hillsboro Trojans right and left.
Yeah, they really are. That Viking line, again, continues to get great blocks. You know, you just went to Hebel the first time and picked up 2 after a pretty solid hit, and this time gets it up the field and picks up about 9.
So first down Vikings driving here before halftime. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left now. A flag going to stop the play. They're going to get the Vikings from motion. One of the things about having microphones is they give the number now for the violation play, but we won't hold that against anyone in particular. It's going to be first down and 15.
I think actually what happened there is we didn't get completely set. I think on that left side of the line, we got the hand down just a split second prior to the snap, still moving just a little bit. So going to have to be a little bit more crisp on that.
Well, it looks like our line's in awkward position here. Here comes Tristan Stambaugh. He isn't going to get anywhere. This time they got him stopped here right at first contact. So 2nd down and 14. They'll give him a yard gain on the play for the Vikings. As we tick under 2 minutes, 2:02, 2:01, 2 minutes left, under 2 minutes before they snap it this time. Double tight wishbone formation has been the favorite running position for the Vikings here. 2nd down and long. Lucas going to roll now. He's rolling out near side, still rolling, going down the field. The pass to Brant Hebel, caught and knocked out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. So the first pass is a Lucas rollout to the near side, throw it back across to the far side, and great reception by Brant Hebel.
Yeah, nice wheel route from Hebel coming out of the backfield that time. He was the far side receiver. Jake rolls here to the near side, brings all the defense over, and is able to hit him on a nice strike all the way down to about the 22-yard line.
Wishbone formation, 1st and 10 for the Vikings inside the 25. Turn and hand it off to Tristan Stambaugh. He's got running room. He's inside the 10-yard line. He's in the New Horizon CBD red zone. State licensed New Horizon CBD can help you to get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. What a run by Tristan.
And again, what a great job of blocking by the line. They were really all over that play all the way and allowing him the opportunity. Ball came out right at the end, but not until after Stambaugh hits the ground. So Vikings, 1st and goal from the 9.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Turn and hand it off to Brant Hebel. He's got some room. He's about the 6-yard line, maybe 7. Vikings with plenty of time now. They still have 2 timeouts left, and they're just getting down close to a minute left in before halftime.
Yeah, you'd like to see us use a majority of this time and not leave any time for that potent Hillsboro offense to be able to move the ball down into scoring position again.
Wishbone formation down, 2nd down and 7, we'll call it, for the Vikings. Turn and hand it off to Blanchett. He's down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
Still rumbling.
Still churning, and he's going to be down near the 1-yard line. Wow. So wouldn't the Vikings be nice to get one more snap and get a touchdown to take the lead here at the 1 yard line.
I tell you, that first contact happened about the 5, and Cade continued to churn the legs and the feet, just kept digging and digging and digging, and you're right, gets it all the way to the 1 yard line.
3rd and goal from the 1. Here comes Stambaugh or Lucas. One of them's got it, and they're going to say just short. The Vikings are going to call timeout here with 15 seconds left to go. So the Vikings have it. We'll keep it right here. They have it 4th and goal, and it's just inches away. We don't have binoculars to look, but boy, the nose of the football is just short of the goal line, and the Vikings have to come up with a big play now. You got to decide what to do. You're going to quarterback sneak it. They got that great big Jansen right there in front, so that looks like the quarterback sneak would probably be not the play to call, but I don't know. I'm not a coach, so you got a little coaching in the middle school. What would you call?
Great effort there, first of all. I mean, they give it to Stambaugh, and you can't tell looking back on that if he made it or not, but Brant Hebel actually shoves Jake Lucas to try to shove Stambaugh to try to create a chain reaction. Almost got him in, but you're right. They've been really solid at being able to get that quick stick right through the middle. You almost want to slide it into like a 3 or 4 hole. I tell you what I really like, and what we've done almost every 2-point conversion down here is Jake Lucas.
Yeah.
Jake Lucas faking that out of the bone and just sliding down the line and finding that little gap to get in. Maybe even give him a lead block on that outside from one of those 2 deep backs to be able to give him a chance to hit that gap. Doesn't have to get far.
No, you don't have very far. Not like an extra point where you got 3 yards to go. You only got, when he takes it in the backfield and goes, then it gets about a yard or a yard and a half deep, but you just got to stick it in there and go for what you got. So it'll be interesting to see what the Vikings call here, see what formation they come out in first. They're going to stay in the wishbone.
I'm not seeing their biggest guy in the middle right now either. I don't see him out there right now.
Yeah, well, that might say we'll take it in from the quarterback sneak position. Jake Lucas under center, going to take it in from himself, and he's got it. Touchdown, Smoky Valley with 11 seconds left to go. The Vikings on 4th down and goal. Shove it in for their 3rd score of the 2nd quarter.
What an outburst by Smoky Valley. The ability to get the ball up and down the field here in this quarter has just been tremendous as they are able to take 3 separate scores into the end zone here in this quarter. And again, have taken the lead 22-16 now with 11 seconds left on a Jake Lucas 1-yard plunge right up the middle.
Well, you're right, and you saw it too. Without that big guy in there, they feel they had a chance to get a good block, and they did. Wide receiver each way, I formation for the point after attempt. Take and hand it off. Pass across the middle and caught by Haven Lysell Stewart for the 2-point conversion. Good. And the Vikings lead it 24-16 with 11 seconds left to go. Back after this 30-second timeout. That, Doug?
I didn't.
Maybe I'm the. And welcome back to Hillsboro, Kansas, Tabor College campus. Don Binks along with Doug Snyder as the Vikings have erupted for 24 second quarter points to take a 24-16 lead. Wow, what an exciting turn of events for the Vikings. Like I said, I had a good feeling about tonight, but I didn't know if it was this good.
Yeah, longest drive of the night for Smoky Valley, too, as far as amount of plays. 8 plays, as far as scoring plays. Sorry, they had 15 plays, remember, on that opening drive. But 8 plays, 52 yards here to put it in the end zone. And looks like, barring a big play here by Hillsboro, the ability to go in at the half with a 24-16 lead. But you definitely, the way Malm's been kicking the ball off has just been phenomenal, making it difficult for them to have any opportunity to return it, and you got to assume he's going to do the same thing here and put the ball on the ground and make it tough for them to get a nice return.
Yeah, you know that the clock won't start until they touch it, so it's got to roll a ways, and then they'll set them up for at least one play of their offense. So Brandon Malm has been doing, like you said, an excellent job. Here's another one on the ground, bouncing over the hit up guy, and he just lays on the ball at the 35-yard line. So 9 seconds now left to go, and And if it's a wild play for Hillsboro, it'll take all 9 seconds. They don't throw very many quick plays, and you can't get very many. You got 65 yards now to cover before pay dirt. So you look. I would kind of expect them to take a knee, but that's probably not their mentality.
Yeah, but Patuchik is so volatile with
Yeah.
the things that he can do. You look at the last one, goes out in the flat here and has a chance to run.
Mm-hmm.
You can't allow that. And I know the Vikings are going to stay deep and not allow anything to happen and be deep behind him, but you're still going to have to be alert to where he is. And of course, you've got Harris back there too, who could easily try to run.
4 receivers to the far side. Last time I saw that on highlight, they went to the near side here, one-on-one play. Down the field, the pass goes. Brant Hebel needs to turn around and catch it in. It's knocked incomplete. And there's 1 second. Boy, the trigger man for the Hillsboro Trojans in the press box was good for them. That gives them 1 second to run one more play, but that was good defense by Brant Hebel.
I'm impressed by the scouting by Don Bankston here, knowing exactly what play was going to be run there. You're like our very own Tony Romo in here. Yeah, they set everybody up to the near side or to the short side of the field, have one receiver on the wide side of the field, and they try to go to him and get the ball up the field to him. And Brant Hebel, great position, basically jockeying with the receiver there and not allowing him to make the grab.
Timeout on the field. They're going to call a timeout to design the play they want to play. And, boy, that was pretty darn lucky of Hillsboro to get that one last play here with 1 second left to go. So we hope that won't be a bad omen for the Vikings here. But we'll keep it right here during this timeout. We got halftime coming up next. The Vikings lead at 24-16 here in just an unbelievable night here for the Vikings, and haven't scored even all year long, and then are up for 24 second quarter points. Like you said, they drove it long and didn't score their first drive, and then they've scored the next 3 times they touched the ball.
Confidence is such a big thing in any of the sports that we play, and that's exactly what I think you're seeing is a coaching staff that's reminded their guys, hey, you had a really good second half last week. You moved the ball. We just didn't score. This is a team where we feel like you can move the ball against them, and they did. Weren't able to score, but they've stuck to it. And what a huge play again by the defense on that second possession, being able to push them back and continue to hold them back. And that allowed us to get great field position and get our first touchdown. And since then, the floodgates have opened.
Wide receiver each way, flanker each way. Back behind the Patuchik now in motion in the backfield. Looked for a throwback to Patuchik. He's got and he can't hang on to it. They did a quarterback, a reverse throwback to the Patuchik, the quarterback, and he couldn't quite hang on to it. So the half ends with the Vikings up 24-16. Timeout for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back and recap this and have some stats for you. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football back after this 3-minute timeout. Okay. And Sports Medicine Clinic. We'll look at our impact performance of the first half. We have a lot of candidates for that because of all the big plays going, but the Vikings gave up a drive. They held Hillsboro, had to make them get a big play, but they finally score on a 1-yard Patuchik run with 10:21 left to go in the first quarter. 2-point conversion run by Patuchik also is good. And with 10:21 left to go in the first quarter, they get it 8-0. The Vikings then turn around and drive it 14 plays, but don't score. Turn it over on the 13-yard line, but then the defense stiffens. Hillsboro goes 3 and out. The Vikings get back the ball after a short punt in the start of the second quarter, and they put together a 4-play, 38-yard drive, culminating with a Blanchett 5-yard run. Point after run by Lucas was good, and with 10:08 left to go in the first half, the Vikings have a tie game, their first score of the season. Then another 3 and out by Hillsboro gets the ball back to the Vikings, and they take it 6 plays, 85 yards, culminating in a Hebel 10-yard run with 4:40 left to go. The 2-point conversion and run again by Lucas was good, and the Vikings had their first lead of the year, 16-8. But boy, don't let Hillsboro get a chance, because they come back 3 plays, 69 yards. It culminated in a 50-yard Patuchik run. The point after pass was good, and it was tied up 16-16 with 3:33 left to go. But don't let the Vikings have much time. They put together a drive, 8-play, 52-yard drive, culminated in a 1-yard Lucas quarterback sneak on 4th and goal from the 1. With 11 seconds left to go in the half, the point after pass was good, and the Vikings led 24-8. Hillsboro had a chance to get a couple plays before halftime, didn't get a first down or didn't get any yardage gained, and the Vikings take a unbelievable 24-16 lead into the locker room.
Yeah, what a great half by Smoky Valley. Again, both teams moved the ball a lot, but really it's the Vikings that get things going with a 24-point second quarter outburst. And again, from a team that hasn't scored a point yet this season, to be able to get the ball and go up and down the field the way we have, and to finish plays. And the guys are just playing with so much confidence and so much energy, both on the offensive and the defensive sides. And again, it doesn't hurt to have a team that has a little bit better matchup size-wise than what we've seen the first 2 weeks. And I think we're really taking advantage of that. We're showing that we can also be aggressive on the offensive and defensive lines and make some plays.
I know the question I'm going to hear this week during work and this weekend is, where'd this team come from? Where'd this team come from? Well, they've been playing hard. This team never gives up. You heard me say it in the pregame. Coach Lambert said the kids' attitude is great. They know they're playing well. They just haven't put it together. And then tonight, all of a sudden, like you say, when the matchup favors you a little bit, they put it together. You got some stats.
I do. First half stats for Hillsboro first. Total offense, 196 yards. Only 18 plays, though. They've gotten about 11 yards per play. 109 of those 196 yards are through the air on 6 of 9 passing by Patuchik. He has thrown the ball very well. They only have 87 yards rushing, which is much better than what they had at the quarter, as they were around -6 at the end of the first quarter. So they have moved the ball up, but a lot of that came on a scramble as well. 3 penalties against Hillsboro in the first half. That amounted to 15 yards lost. They did have one fumble, which could have really, really put them in a bind because that was down around their own 15, but they did secure that. They do also have 2 punts for 30.5-yard average, and they have had the ball for 8 minutes and 38 seconds. 6 first downs, 4 of those via the rush, 2 via the pass, and they are only 1 for 3 on third down conversions, have yet to attempt a fourth down. Individual passing for Hillsboro, as I said, Matthew Patuchik, 6 for 8 throwing the ball, 109 yards. There was the one pass by Jackson Honshu there just before the half, trying to do the throwback to Patuchik to see if they could free him up. Rushing the ball, 4 rushes for Patuchik, 45 yards, including the one long run that ended up being a touchdown. He does have 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, so he has both scores for Hillsboro. Jamari Harris, meanwhile, 3 carries, 43 yards. Nate Hine, 1 carry, does not have any yards, and Jackson Honshu, 1 carry for -1 yard. So moving the ball, they have an 11.3-yard average and a 14.3-yard average, but theirs hasn't amounted to points a lot of times as well. Meanwhile, receiving, Frank Wickert, 2 grabs, 45 yards. Cole Kaufman, 1 for 42. Jamari Harris, 2 for 16. Jackson Honshu, 1 for 6. Defensively for Hillsboro, Tristan Rathbone leading the charge. 6.5 tackles so far, 6 of those solo. Frank Wickert, 4.5, 3 solo. Austin Rempel, 3.5. Garrett Helmer, 3. Jackson Honshu, 3. Lane Rogers, 2.5. Nate Hine, 2.5. Patuchik has 2. Jared Jansen, the big guy, with 2. Jake Thiessen, 1.5. Nick Smith with 1. And we said earlier, punting-wise, Patuchik, who does double duty as quarterback and punter, 2 punts, 61 yards for a 30.5-yard average. Meanwhile, for the Vikings offensively tonight, they have racked up 246 yards of total offense in the first half on 34 plays, averaging about 7.2 yards per play. Only 20 of those yards coming via the pass, on the pass from Jake Lucas to Brant Hebel along the far side. So 1 for 1 for Jake Lucas on the night with 1 first down. Rushing the ball, 226 yards on 33 attempts, about 6.8 yards per rush. 2 penalties for the Vikings tonight, amounting to 10 yards, so only about 5 penalties between the 2 teams, so they've done a nice job there. The Vikings have yet to punt tonight and have also racked up 15 minutes of total offense to the 8 minutes of Hillsboro. 16 first downs tonight for Smoky Valley, 15 of those via the rush, 1 via the pass. They are 1 for 4 on third down and 2 for 3 tonight on fourth down. Again, Jake Lucas 1 for 1 throwing the ball, 20 yards, those 20 to Brant Hebel. Meanwhile, Tristan Stambaugh running the ball hard tonight, 11 carries, 91 yards, 8.3 yards per carry. He is really doing a heck of a job. Jake Lucas, meanwhile, 9 attempts, 70 yards, 7.8 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Brant Hebel, 6 carries, 43 yards, 7.2 yards per rush. He also has a touchdown. And then Cade Blanchett, his first touchdown, got the wheels rolling tonight, 7 carries for 22 yards. Meanwhile, defensively, Tate Brewer, 4 tackles, all of those solo. Austin Sharp, 2.5. Brant Hebel with 2. Jake Lucas, 1.5. Tristan Stambaugh, 1.5. Court Shugren, 1.5. Tanner Luddig with 1. Justin Holt and Haven Lysell Stewart, each with a half. Meanwhile, kickoff returns, Jake Lucas has 1 return for 28 yards. Brant Hebel, 1 for 8. I think was Jake on the return, or was that Tristan Stambaugh on that 1 return? Yeah, I think it was Tristan on the kickoff return. So, again, great night so far for the Vikings, moving the ball well. Guys just running the ball hard. I mean, that's been our game tonight. We're attacking that and being able to go right after them, and that leads us directly into our impact performance of the first half presented by the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic.
I've got a nomination.
What you got?
The Viking offense and the Viking defense.
I tell you, both have really fed off of each other well tonight.
Yeah.
The Viking offense, I thought, got things going by moving the ball, and the defense responded by getting it back for the offense when, again, that's kind of been a problem area. You know, I made the comment, 3rd and long has not been good to us the last week or two, and we end up getting a big stop and forcing that punt. take the ball over on our own 40-yard line or so and are able to take that one in and score. And then it's just kind of been a flow ever since then. So,
but I don't want to take anything away from Tristan because he's had a great first half.
Just watching the response of that sideline when Tristan is rumbling that ball up the field, it's really created a lot of that excitement and that enthusiasm. And I think everybody else has been feeding off that as well. So I would agree. I think we give it to Tristan Stanbaugh here for the first half.
But we would have give a half of an impact performance to the offense and the defense because both have certainly played well. Also, time now to look at our Salina Surgical Hospital scoreboard updates. Choose Salina Surgical Hospital for your outpatient procedures or inpatient stays. Salina Surgical is proud to be partially physician-owned. We got some games in a network that we're covering. Andover Central ahead of Salina Central by the score of 14-0. South 21, Hayesville Campus 21. Oakley up on El Saline at halftime, 13-7. Republic County converts on a Hail Mary to end the half, and they lead Minneapolis 14-12. Chapman all over Abilene. Abilene has really been struggling the last couple of years. Chapman 33, Abilene 0 at halftime. So those are our halftime scores that I have. I'll check here. And you
got a couple of league scores here, I think, as well. Not a lot of them up there yet, but last we saw, Heston was up 12-8 on Pratt. That game, either second quarter or half. And then Nickerson tonight is playing Mar Hill Mount Academy. Mar Hill Mount Academy is up 27-6 on Nickerson right now. Other games tonight, Larned is playing Haven, and Lyons is playing Nickerson. Didn't see any scores on those two yet.
Also got a McPherson score. This one is after one quarter, though. It's 7-7. McPherson over Great Bend, so that is certainly a little closer than I thought it would be. I was going to grab the sheet of paper I have. Well, let's just take a timeout, Jared. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We come back, we'll talk a little bit about volleyball, cross country, and tennis as well. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Smoky Valley up 24-16 at halftime. Back after this 2-minute timeout. Don't miss the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from the area, and other wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Again, the volleyball team continues to dominate. They were beat at home against Hillsboro the very first match of the year, 2-1. And then they came back and beat Heston that night, and then they've been undefeated since. They beat Lyons 25-13, 25-21. They beat Hillsboro, who beat them here at Hillsboro, 25-22 and 25-23. Then Thursday they were at home. They beat Great Bend 25-20, 25-19. Then they beat state-ranked Ellenwood 27-25, 25-18, and they got a match tomorrow on the road, I believe. Cross country, again, did good. They didn't win, but they took second. Both the boys and the girls took second place to Wamego. They went to Wamego. For the boys, Ryan Helene won the run at 1650.69. Justice Gardner took 7th. Lucas Apel took 12th. Garrett Huffman took 14th. Titus Reed 16th. And Stephen Peterson 18th. They were all medalists. In the girls' varsity results, Gracie Lambert took 4th, 21-23. Kinsey Helene, 15th. Kasha Peterson, 22nd. Adrian Lockhart, 27th. And Lydia Peterson, 30th. They all medaled. And then in JV boys action, Braden Iyer medaled also with a 7th place finish. So congratulations to them. How about some tennis?
Tennis yesterday at Ellsworth, they played extremely well. Very nice tournament. They had a number of good teams there. They would play again tomorrow as well, and at least one of those teams is similar to what they had last week. But in singles, Logan Spencer at number 1 singles finished 7th. Played some very good tennis yesterday. Just didn't get as many wins as I know she would have liked. Number 2 singles, Carrie Adams stepping up, and she picks first in number 2 singles. Number 1 doubles, Carrick Elliott and Lena Rockholtz. They take first, winning the championship match there 8-0 over Sterling. And at number 2 doubles, Riley Allstedt and Campbell Gaskell take third. So congratulations to the Viking girls tennis team under the direction of Coach Bella, Coach DeWitt, and Coach Warbenton. So congratulations to those guys.
And they're playing tomorrow too?
Yeah, tomorrow at home starting at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. tomorrow at home. Vikings get the kickoff. I thought they had another 3 minutes to reset the clock, but the Vikings will get the kickoff here to start the second half. It's a bouncer, going to go down on the ground around the 20-yard line, picked up by Brant Hebel. Now he falls on it. Ooh, that was almost a late hit there. Somebody come flying in on top of Brant Hebel after the play was he rolled up on the ball. He went to pick it up and couldn't quite corral it. He did the smart thing and rolled over on it and corralled it, but another play there kind of late. But the Vikings have it 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Boy, we'd sure like to continue the momentum they had at halftime.
Really would, and I think, I think those Hillsboro coaches were in there maybe giving an earful to their guys, thinking that they could have done a little bit more in that first half because, again, they have that ability to move the football, but right now it's their defense that seems to be reeling a little bit as the Viking offense has really gone up and down the field. No punts in that whole first half for Smoky Valley.
We're going to start with I formation, wide receiver each way. Jake Lucas under center, turns and hands it off himself. Going to keep it, going to try the outside, gets across the 30 and up to the 31-yard line. Pickup of about 8 on the play. I thought he handed it off to Tristan, and he kept it. That's been a successful play all night.
It really has, and this time he gets up the field, and the first guy that really lays his mitts on him is the cornerback here, Patuchik, or safety. He just didn't have to worry about a whole lot. So it was a really well-designed look, and again, once you've spent the whole half kind of watching Tristan Stambaugh run up the gut, now you get Lucas back around the outside, picking up a nice gain and setting up a short 2nd and 2.
Changing their formation back to wishbone formation. Here comes Tristan Stambaugh. He's running. He's got the first down yardage up to the 34-yard line. He just about broke that loose. He was just an arm tackle away from breaking that for big yardage.
He did, and I think what you're going to see a lot more of this half from the Hillsboro team, and I think you're already seeing it on this possession, they want to free the ball up. I think you're going to see a lot of hands in there trying to force a fumble on behalf of Smoky Valley, and they feel like that could be a really big game changer for them.
Yeah, they're going to got their big Jansen back in there, the big defensive lineman who wasn't listed as a starter on defense, but he's starting tonight, or playing a lot tonight anyway. Wishbone formation, Vikings get a first down right off the bat here on their first possession. Ooh, looked like a little jump there. That was one of the Viking offensive tackle jumped a little bit. That'll push him back 5 yards.
Ball start, offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So back him up 5 yards to the 29-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 15.
Yeah, just a bit on a hurry on that far side. Skylar Hopkins wanted to get out and get that block, and just a little bit too eager over there. He tried to pull it back, but boy, it was just noticeable. First time I looked at it on the replay, I didn't see it as well, but then you kind of capture it, and then again, he's obviously wanting to get up the field and make a play, and the Viking offense just excited to move the ball.
Wishbone formation again for Smoky Valley. Here comes Blanchett trying the left side. He's got running room. He'll get the penalty yardage, but the ball is loose. This time Hillsboro says they have it. So the ball does get taken out. You just mentioned that. You thought that they were trying to fight and do that, and Cade Blanchett comes across and gets a little bit of a gain, gets the penalty yardage back, but turns the ball over.
Yeah, that was a nice play in there by the quarterback, Patuchik, this time on defense, though. He seems to be the guy for them, and sure enough, he just comes around the side of Blanchett, got his hands directly on the ball, and by the time Blanchett had another contact, he was able to free that ball and get on top of it, and now they are set up in great field position at the 33-yard line.
33 yards away from pay dirt to tie this game up. 2 receivers each way. Fullback coming with the ball is Harris. Trying the right side. Got some yardage. Here the ball comes loose again. The Vikings say they have it. The Vikings do. They signal the Vikings have it. Harris fumbles the ball. So just like that, the Vikings turn the ball over, and then the Hillsboro gives it right back to Smoky Valley on the fumble.
Yeah, Harris had it, got through there. Again, same concept. It was a reach back. I think this time it was by Austin Sharp. I think he gets his hand in there, is able to free it up. Couldn't tell which Viking landed on top of it down there. I think it might have been Stambaugh, but the Vikings do end up getting it, but a very similar play. Just able to get his hand in there, spin him around, and the Vikings get it back.
Harris comes over mad at himself. He throws his helmet over here on the sideline. After he gets out, he's kind of hobbling back over to the sideline. I formation for the Vikings. Jake Lucas is going to take it himself. He's got some yardage. He's got near first down on the first play of the drive. They're going to spot him a yard short, 2nd down and 9, but Jake Lucas is running strong.
Yeah, beautiful hole opened up, too. I tell you, they're really committing hard to that inside, and it was a great kick-out block that time by Haven Lysell Stewart on the edge, just taking his guy over and back down the field. I think he finished his block back at about the 15-yard line, and that allowed Lucas the opportunity to get up into that seam and get a big gain.
Wide receiver each way for Lucas. High formation, 2nd down and 1. After the return fumble, here comes Stanball. No, it's Lucas. He's going to get taken down this time. He'll get a loss of about 3 on the play, or 2, excuse me. It's going to be 3rd down now and 4.
Yeah, that time I think he made the decision to try to keep it from getting up the middle because he thought he was going to just get eaten up, and instead it was Lucas that got eaten up trying to get around the outside. They closed quickly, had a lot of people in the gap, and they were able to make that play.
3rd down and 3 now for the Vikings. Just underway, 3rd quarter, 9-12 and counting. Vikings up 24-16. Wishbone formation for Smoky on this 3rd down play. After Hillsboro gives the ball back on their 1 play and they fumble it, here comes Brant Hebel. He's not going to get the 1st down. He gets waist tackled by somebody not as big. I thought he maybe was going to break the tackle loose, but he ends up having to get tackled, and it's going to be 4th down now and 3, and the Vikings are going to have to punt it away.
Story of interesting games. We have 32 points scored in that 2nd quarter. The offense is just going nuts. And now all of a sudden it's the defenses that have showed back up, forcing 2 fumbles already and a turnover on downs here, or at least forcing a punt on a 3 and out, and forcing the Vikings to have to, again, bring that defense back out and get a stop.
Stanball going to be inside his 20-yard line. He'll kick it right at the 20. Wobbly end-over-end kick. Patucci's going to take it at the 40. Trying near side 45. Good defense by Brant Hebel to run him out and tackle him before he gets to midfield. So about an 8 or 9 yard return by Patucci, but that's great defense by Brant Hebel on the return.
Yeah, phenomenal defense. He held his own. He knew he has the edge, and he's got to keep that edge maintained.
Well, he had a blocker.
Yeah, a blocker. But again, Brant did such a great job just holding the edge, though. He didn't allow the blocker to get in on him. He kept his hands active. He was able to maintain that and force the runner there to have to make a decision inside or out. And then Brant was able to finish off the play once he got to the outside. So a great job in kick coverage there.
Taking the ball at the 49-yard line is Hillsboro in their own territory. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Turn and hand it off to the first guy through across midfield, and tackled, falling down, was number 54 for the Vikings. Justin Holt on the tackle. Not before Hillsboro picks up about 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4 from the 45-yard line. Patucci over on the sideline talking to his coach. He got told by the official to get back to the huddle. He can't spend that much time on the sideline talking to his coach. 2 receivers each way. Patucci in that pistol formation. Got a different tailback in there now. I can't get the number from him, but he comes beside Patucci. Patucci's going to take it and run himself, trying to get outside. He's going to get wrapped up short of the 1st down, and the Vikings defense stiffens, but it's going to be 3rd and about 1.
Yeah, they're really trying to engage this run over here and bring it. And a great gang tackle here by the Vikings as they get 4, 5, 6 guys in on that tackle and able to make the stop. But it does set up Hillsboro for a short 3rd down here play, about 3rd and 1.
Again, the defense for the Vikings, Brewer and Brant Hebel are the corners. Safeties are Lucas and Blanchett. Linebackers are Holt, Holt, Shugren, and Haven Lysell Stewart.
I think actually we've got Sharp in there at linebacker right now, so I think Holt's up on the line.
2 receivers each way, 3rd down and 1. Patucci's going to take it right himself and go, and he's got 1st down yardage across the 40 down to the 39. So Matthew Patucci takes it for the 1st down, tackled by Shugren and number 75.
For a 1st down for the Trojans.
Who is 75 for us?
That's Tanner Luddig.
That's Tanner, okay.
Yeah, but I think also in there to help make a play, Justin Holt. Design quarterback draw there, just needed to pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what they did. Just able to get their star quarterback the opportunity to get up the field. The Viking defense right on top of it. Didn't give up much, but they didn't need much either.
So 1st down and 10 for the Hillsboro Trojans. Patucci will send 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. Split backs behind him in the backfield. Fake, twist. No, he's going to keep it himself, fake the pass. Now trying to get outside. Haven Lysell Stewart's got a beat on him, and he'll tackle him with a pickup of about 5 on the play. That's athlete against athlete right there.
Yeah, it's like a double fake there. He fakes it up the middle there, and then also fakes it to the running back going in the other direction. It looked like a little counter look. He comes out of that with even an option to throw the ball there as well. Instead, takes it around the edge. Haven Lysell Stewart in pursuit, and then Brewer helps to make the play.
So 2nd down and 5 for Hillsboro in Viking territory at the 34-yard line. Vikings still on top, 24-16 in a 24-point outburst in that second quarter. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Harris back at tailback. Going to fake the play, and Patucci's going to take it himself and try the weak side. He's going to get near first down yardage before he's driven out of bounds. See where they spot it. I think they're going to spot it a yard short right at the 30-yard line. He had to get to the 29 for first down.
Yeah, nice setup. They faked the sweep coming to the near side over here, and instead Patucci keeps it and goes around the edge. We talked about it earlier. He's a good athlete. We've seen him in basketball. We've seen him in football. He does so many good things out there for them, and this is another good example. He puts the ball over there, gets him up to a 3rd and short.
Brewer was slow to get up for the Vikings, so I don't know if they called a timeout or just an injury timeout, so Hillsboro players have come over to the sideline. I'm not sure that I haven't seen them actually call a timeout yet. Or maybe there's a Hillsboro player over there. I don't know. I don't think it's a timeout on the field yet.
Yeah, it looks like they're calling him back, trying to get the whistles going and trying to get it back out on the field. So I'm sure that Hillsboro's trying to get over here and get a call made so they can go right back out on the ball and go right after Smoky Valley here again as soon as they come out.
Because the Viking girls that have the water, everybody's got their own water bottle. They have to have 2 people carry the water out. They had to get them off the field pretty quickly, too. So Hillsboro does rush back out. The play clock hasn't started yet.
And they are trying, during this COVID stuff to get more water breaks, to get opportunities when there are those presented. I'm sure that's probably what the officials allowed them to do there for both sides.
2 receivers each way. Harris the back behind Patucci in that pistol formation. 3rd down and 1 for the Trojans. Snap, and there's
Flags on the play.
Flag, and that should be offense because they stopped the play. So back them up 5 yards. Instead of being 3rd down and 1, it's now going to be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, those Viking linebackers were coming. They were trying to get up in that gap, and I think that caused a little flinch right there at the line of scrimmage. But again, that's all set up by the Vikings just getting ready to go up there and showing a little bit that they were going to be blitzing, and that caused that flinch. It allows us to move them back about 5, so it's going to set up a 3rd and 6.
5:13 left to go. Third quarter action here. Neither team has scored in this third quarter. A couple of fumbles, a punt, and Hillsboro kind of driving now. We'll see where this culminates. 3 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. Empty backfield in the back. Patucci looking downfield. He's under a little pressure. Caught, but short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Good play by number 4 for the Vikings.
That's Braxton House. We've talked about him on offense some. One of the first times we've seen him on defense, but with Brewer going out, that allows House to come in and makes a great play. We've said before, keep guys in front of you, and that's exactly what he did. He forced the play in front of him, made the tackle when he had to, and sets up a tough 4th and 1 here. Last time they were in this area, it was Patucci calling his own number. Could easily see that happen here again.
You said they hadn't had a 4th down in the first half. Now they do have a 4th down conversion opportunity. Patucci's going to tuck it and run. He's going to get wrapped up by Haven Lysell in the backfield. What a play for the Vikings.
They
didn't call him down the first time, but Haven held on, and it's sacked for about a 9-yard loss on the play. What a play by Haven Lysell Stewart.
Yeah, Haven blitzed off this near side. It was a perfect play call on behalf of the Viking defensive coaches, calling that and really just attacking the edge here. Of course, the way they split the field, they had their strong side on the far side, and he's able to get in the backfield. Haven Lysell Stewart making a big play, getting Patucci down for a big loss and allowing the Vikings to get the ball back. So we've had 2 turnovers and 2 stops so far. This, of course, a turnover on downs. But again, defensive battle here in the third quarter after the offensive outputs of the second.
Vikings have it 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Wishbone formation for Jake Lucas under center. Going to keep it himself. Noah Stambaugh's got some running room. He's got near first down yardage. I think he's going to get him first down yardage on first down and 10-yard gain. He was all the way up near midfield, but they spotted him down at the 48-yard line, so it's 10-yard gain, first down on one play.
Yeah, but again, nice hard run by Tristan Stambaugh, getting the ball up the field, a great blocking. But again, we're able to get through that first wave and then go on that next wave to either the linebackers or the defensive backs who are going to see a big Tristan Stambaugh rumbling through there.
And there's a whistle blowing, and I think there's another little bit of motion on the front for the Vikings again.
Prior to the play, false start, offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Yeah, looked like our backfield there leaning just a little bit, trying to get that head start. I bet that ball was probably going to Blanchett, and he was trying to get a little bit of momentum going toward that side, but got caught back there, so it's going to set up here, move us back a little bit to set this next play up.
Well, I'm confused. Did they not give us first down on that other play? So it's second down and 5. They didn't give us first down.
They had him just shy.
Okay, I gave us credit for first down. So it's second down and 5. Lucas rolling out. Looks like he's going to throw a little pass in the flat to Lysell Stewart. He's got it across midfield and gets driven out of bounds right at midfield. So it is a first down for Smoky Valley for sure on that play. Haven just kind of ran out of real estate from where he was, and I know he's disappointed because he wanted to keep on running. His foot was out of bounds.
Great play design, just a little slip out on the backside, so when Lucas turns around, he's got Haven to hit, and you're right, Bolt throws his body into Haven, and I think Haven expected a little harder tackle, and instead it just bounced him and nudged him out of bounds just a little bit because I think he knows if he could keep his feet, he's probably still running.
Yeah, he could probably still be going. Here's a play up the middle. Brant Hebel, he's got some running room. He's across the 40, runs over a would-be tackler and down to the 36-yard line. Great run by Brant Hebel.
Yeah, great job tonight of all the Viking running backs running downhill. This time Hebel takes it directly at Frank Wickert and bowls him over as he takes the ball all the way down to the 35. But it's nice seeing these runners for Smoky Valley be able to actually get ahead of steam going, just like they did in the second quarter, now able to do it here in the third as well.
Yeah, they're getting by that first wave without contact. And boy, when you do that, you got some speed and you got some momentum, and these safeties and corners for Hillsboro are not any bigger than the Vikings are, so the matchup is good. Here comes Blanchett running the left side. He's going to get wrapped up and get about a yard, maybe 2 on the play, but he's still running hard. But that time they found the gap and stopped the play.
Yeah, nicely done there by the Hillsboro line. You know, we've talked about it tonight. When the Vikings have got a hat on a hat and they've been able to free up that first wave, they've moved the ball. And that first set of defenders, that defensive line for Hillsboro has been able to get back in the backfield. They've really wreaked a little bit of havoc. That's usually when we get pushed back. That was one of those. They got up there, forced a little lane change there for Blanchett. That allowed the linebackers a chance to get in there and finish off the play.
It's almost like they're picking a gap and trying to guess on where the Vikings are going, and if they guess right, they stop the play. If they guess wrong, we're getting a big play out of it. Here comes Lucas on the keeper again, trying the left side. He's across the 30, down near first down yardage at the 25-yard line. Looks like we'll get first down yardage on the play. Great run again by Jake Lucas.
Yeah, been really impressed with how Jake's been able to pick his way through on that little option look where he goes down the line and continues to hold it. He just sliced and diced his way through there. Again, nice block up the field by Cade Blanchett. Had the receivers up the field. A nice block by Bronson Golden down the field. So again, nice to see the Vikings getting that block, hat on a hat, and moving the ball up the field.
Jake's showing his speed as he turns that corner too. He reminds me of Lane Schrog the way Lane ran a couple years ago. Wishbone formation for the Vikings here, 1st and 10 at the inside the 25-yard line. Jake turns and gives it to Stambaugh, running straight ahead. He's to the 20-yard line before he runs into a pile. The Vikings are in the next Vikings are in the New Horizon CBD red zone. State licensed New Horizon CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products.
Nice run by Stambaugh, taking it in there hard. He also got hit pretty hard in there too.
Yes, he
but
did.
I tell you, there's a lot of hitting going on in there, and they stuck him right at the 20. Didn't allow him to go any further. Nice play in there by number 56. That's Dion Weeks. That's Garrett Helmer making the play in there and getting the stop. So now second and about 5.5.
We'll call it 6, 2nd and 6.
You just have to be different, don't you?
I know. Here comes Hebel. He's got first down yardage and more across the 15 and down to about the 13-yard line. Great running by Brant Hebel. Brant Hebel right, Jake Lucas left, Stambaugh up the middle.
Yeah, and again, this is exactly what Viking football is. It's continuing to make you made the comment, when they guess right, they generally stop us. When they guess wrong, we're picking up yards. And the Viking coaching staff loves being able to set this up, move the ball to different people. We've seen it for the last few years, and now they're executing it the way they believe they can do it.
Big Jansen comes back in at that left defensive tackle position. See if they run at him or run away from him. Wishbone formation, double tight. Vikings 1st and 10. Luke is going to keep it, try the left side again. He's got first down yardage. He's near the goal line. He's got first down yardage inside. Looks like the 1 yard line. 1st and goal, Vikings at the 1.
Great fake up the middle. A lot of people bit on that Tristan Stambaugh fake. That allowed Lucas to do what he's done so well tonight, get around that edge, and he just comes up shy. They're going to mark it right about the 1 yard line. The Vikings have been really solid down in this area tonight.
We've had it 1st and goal at the 10. This time it's 1st and goal at the 1. See what the Vikings come in for. A late play call coming in, but they got 10 seconds on the play clock. Nice to have a play clock, you can see, but they're going to have to hurry here. They're going to be penalized. 4, 3. Going to have to be a quick count this time. They do get it off in time. Stambaugh has an open hole and is in for 6 points. Tristan Stambaugh from the 1. Is that Tristan's first score?
Yeah, I believe that is Tristan's first score of the year. I don't think he scored earlier in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. First score tonight for Tristan, and first score on the year for Tristan as well.
He jumped up and down like he was pretty excited. I thought maybe that was his first score, and it's a Stambaugh 1 yard.
You know, he's the type of kid that plays with so much energy and enthusiasm. It's so great to see him get in the end zone and get that score. And he does so much of that hard work. You know, we've seen that of our fullbacks all the time, but he does take it in the end zone. That puts the Vikings up 30-16 with 15 seconds left here in the third quarter.
What a third quarter it's been. The Vikings certainly will see how many plays and how many yards this drive was. Wishbone formation for the 2-point conversion for the Vikings. Lucas under center. Got a linebacker coming in from the far side, and they're going to be held on the 2-point conversion, no good. And our score with 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Smoky Valley on top 30-16. Back with the ensuing kickoff after this 30-second timeout. And welcome back to Hillsboro, Kansas, Joel Weens Stadium, Reimer Field here on the campus of Tabor College. Don Bengtson along with Doug Snyder. Jared Bass working the controls for us on 95.5 The Rock, also on live.smokyvalley.org. I want to thank Mike Rose for putting up with the elements, although, like you said, they're not too bad elements tonight. But what a night to bring the Viking football to you here as they have a 30-16 lead with 15 seconds left to go. Brandon Malm will be doing the honors to kicking off. He's been doing such a great job of kicking off here so far tonight. Another one on the ground, squibbing around, picked up at the 35-yard line, almost like he was going to just go down, but Brant Hebel made sure he got run out of bounds about the 41-yard line, number 11 on the play. So dark in here, I can't see
that's
here.
Cole Kaufman on the run. Hey, Vikings doing a great job here. 9 plays, 62 yards with the Stambaugh score. The other thing, we've got 4 different players scoring touchdowns tonight. Stambaugh, Lucas, Hebel, and Blanchett. And we have 200-yard rushers tonight for Smoky Valley, as Stambaugh has 109 and Jake Lucas has 107.
3 receivers to the far side for the Hillsboro Trojans on what possibly, with 9 seconds left, could be the last play. Now 4 receivers on the far side. They went to the 1 receiver on the near side after that play. It's played over in the flat, caught, complete, but good Viking defense over there as that play goes for about 3 or 4 yards, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. 3 quarters are in the book. The Vikings with a 30-16 lead back after this 1 minute timeout.
Gain about 4 yards on the play, second down 6. And that's the end of the third quarter. Score Smoky Valley 30, Hillsboro 16.
Switch to put it on dim. And welcome back for fourth quarter action. Hillsboro facing the second down and 6. No backs in the backfield now. Harris comes in motion, going to give it to him, and he's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He'll actually lose a couple yards on the play. Great penetration by... Who's getting up off the bottom
Haven
of the
Lysell Stewart coming off that edge again, making a great individual athletic play. He was back in the backfield right at that time. Reed's Harris
Justin
coming around, and Justin Holt comes in to help finish it off. But what a great play coming off the edge there.
Third down now, and we'll call it 8 for Hillsboro. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Everybody checking their wristband for the play they're calling here. Petuchik dropping back, still dropping back, looking for the screen over the middle. Now he's going to find a receiver caught across midfield and first down yardage. It was a long time developing. I don't know if he changed his route and then came back the other way, but number 26 was the recipient of that play.
Jake Thiessen there with a nice catch. I tell you, the Vikings rushed a 4 on that play, and the Hillsboro front line able to shut that down. Goal was to get some movement going across the way, and that was a nice catch there by Thiessen.
Big third down pickup by Hillsboro. They trail now by 30-16. 2 receivers near side, 3 to the far side, the wide side of the field. Petuchik's going to just tuck it and run, trying to get outside on the edge. Still running. Great play there by Brant Hebel.
Yeah, Brant Hebel's the first one able to get contact, but again, good job stringing it out. You got number 54 there, Justin Holt pushing him. You got Haven Lysell Stewart pushing him. Eventually, Hebel makes contact, and then Haven finishes him off to the side.
Pretty generous spot over there. He's going to give him almost 6 yards on the play, second down and a long 5. Short. 10.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Hillsboro trails by 2 scores. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Back behind Petuchik in the backfield is Harris. Driving, trying to get within a score. And hand it off to Harris, try the right side, and he's got some yardage. And get a couple down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line before Haven Lysell Stewart and Shugren finish off the play.
Yeah, Haven doing a nice job getting his name called here in this second half. He's been very active defensively for Smoky Valley, and you're right, Shugren getting in there to help. Both of them finishing off the play, but very aggressive action right now by our linebackers.
3 and 2, 3 wide, far side, 2 near side. Petuchik dropping back, still looking, going to go deep down the middle of the field. He's got a receiver, caught. Inside the 5-yard line.
Jackson Honshu, he got behind the defense. This is one of the first times this has happened. He actually got back behind the corner, actually behind Haven that time, who was guarding him from the linebacker position, but we didn't have any safety presence deep either. Ball's just a little bit off. Honshu had to dive, and it'll take him down right about the 2.5 yard line.
Hillsboro's in the New Horizon CBD red zone. Petuchik looking at the Viking defense. Got a running back behind him, Harris. He's going to be stopped. What a picture. Perfect tackle by Jake Lucas. Giving forward progress down to the 3. It's going to be second and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Jake coming from his safety position and just sticking him right there, like you said, right about the 4-yard line.
Yeah.
Pushing him back, and it was just a great defensive momentum play right there by Jake. The rest of the line doing their job and occupying linemen, and they get the stop on first down.
Vikings pressuring again. Here comes Petuchik trying to get to the outside. side. He's going to get around Hebel. He's going to go for the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Got a flag.
Yeah, right there on that edge. You can see it. Justin Holt trying to break free, and right on that far side, you can see the shirt tug, and the white hat throws that penalty flag right out there immediately following. And that's going to push Hillsboro back. So it would-be score, wiped off the board. Now you push him back another set of yards here, and it's going to make it even
holding
more difficult.
Offense, number 72.
15-yard.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, so the flag is back there across the 5-yard line. Come on, let's see. Let's make sure we get to the right spot here now and not cheat us a yard. Now they're going to go not from the 5, but they're going to go from the 4, so it's still going to be first and goal or second and goal from the 14-yard line. Now you'll see a little bit of pass more like coming, but now he's got 2 backs in the backfield on each side of Petuchik. 1 receiver wide each way, dropping back in a quick hitter out in the flat. Got some room to go out there, but Brant Hebel closes the gap and tackles him inside the 7-yard line, maybe at the 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yeah, pass made to Nate Hine. I tell you, I've been very impressed with Brant Hebel tonight. First of all, I thought he's run the ball but defensively, we mentioned on the kickoff fighting off on the punt, fighting off his defender. This time too, fighting off the block down the field. He's really the last guy to have to make a play, and he does, coming up and knock him out of bounds at around the 6-yard line.
So 3rd and goal from the 6. Hillsboro trying to get within a score. 8:45 clock stop by going out of bounds. Otherwise, the clock is Smoky Valley's friend. You want to keep it running when you can, but nothing you could do about that play. 3-2. They're going to have to hurry and get it set. Now they're going to call timeout. They called timeout because they were running out of time. They're going to have a delay of game penalty. We'll keep this one right here. I want to thank again our sponsors that help us with this portion of the broadcast, including Marty Loader, Caldwell Banker Realty. Call Marty, call it sold. Old Stuga, Lindsberg Realty, Liz Nahodney, Owner Broker, Farm Bureau, People's Bank and Trust, Gallant Tire and Auto, Midway Motors, Arn Reinert CPA, Bank of Tesket, Lindsberg Family Dental Care, Dr. Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic on the sidelines for Smoky Valley since 1995, Dower Welding and Machine, Christian's Funeral Home, Farmers State Bank, Harry Malary, Smoky Valley Booster Club, CNL Heating and Cooling, and Archer. Appreciate all their support. Vikings have it. Excuse me.
Want to thank Mike Rose, too, for doing the streaming tonight, live.smokyvalley.org. It's been a slow arriving crowd tonight online, but now up to 146 devices watching a good ball game tonight. So it's been very enjoyable.
Rumor is flying that we're playing good.
Somebody must have been hearing, and some names got passed. A lot of chatting going on the side there. So it's nice that we were able to come up here and do this for both sides, the Hillsboro side and the Smoky Valley side.
I want to thank
and
Dalton.
Thanks also to Dalton for a great job doing stats tonight.
Well, it's 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. 4 receivers near side. Going to go one-on-one to the far side, and did he catch it? Touchdown. He ran that little slant pattern from the far receiver, and that's his favorite target on that lineup. And it's a 6-yard touchdown pass to make the score 30-22.
Yeah, for Petuchik tonight, that's 12 for 14 throwing the football. He's only thrown 2 incompletions all night long. This one results in a pass touchdown to Dylan Bolt. It tightens this game up. Now 30-22. Big play here, because if you're the Vikings, you really got to try to keep him out. You don't like being at that 6-point area.
They're going for 1. So kick, P-A-T, kick here. Petuchik is the holder. A lot of motion up front. It's going to be no good. No good on the extra point attempt. And our score with 8:40 left to go in the 4th quarter. Vikings 30, Hillsboro 22. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Is that who you had it to, Mr. Bolt?
Joel Williams Stadium, Reimer Field here on the campus of Tabor College. Hillsboro High School and Tabor College use this field, as does Bethany and Smoky Valley. What little crowd there is, getting a little fired up. The home crowd getting a little fired up. They got within 8. They went for a single-point conversion. They were 2 for 2 on their 2-point conversions, but sometimes the coaches outguess themselves. And they went for 1 instead of 2, and they missed it. So it's an 8-point Viking lead here. See what Hillsboro does. Tristan Stambaugh and Brant Hebel are deep for the Vikings. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Kicker is number 7, Bolt. He kicked it deep to the Vikings last time to start the half off. This time it's going to come up and taken by Tristan at the 25, trying to go right up the middle, 30, 35, and still moving the pile up near the 40-yard line. So great return by Tristan Stambaugh.
Yeah, Tristan's had 2 really strong returns tonight, and again, he's just getting some momentum built up and gets up the field. He's not going to juke you to death. He's going to put it on the ground, and he's going to go, and that's exactly what it is here. A little bit of an angle, but not much, and just continues to drive. And really important now for Smoky Valley. Number 1, take up some time, but really even more important than that, secure the football.
Hang on to the football.
They're going to be coming in, trying to pull that thing out every single play.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. See what the Vikings can do with it here with 8:32 left to go in this ball game. Wishbone formation for the Vikings. Double tight end, typical wishbone formation. First man through, Stambaugh. He's going to get no gain. Well, maybe a yard. We'll see where they spot it. Got pushed back. That big Jansen in there now, plugging that middle gap here for the Hillsboro Trojans. He was on the sideline quite a bit. He's not listed as a starter on defense, but they certainly saw that they need to have him in there, so he's been able to come in there and push his weight around a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of submarining in there, just kind of creating a little bit of muck for Tristan to have to run through, and there just wasn't a gap to get through that time. He's lucky to pick up close to 1.
That's why Jake's running down the line has been good. Jake's watching the play clock. He's not even going under center till it gets down to 8 seconds. So they're using the clock very good. This time Brant Hebels tries the right side. He's got some yardage. He'll get up to about the 44-yard line. So he'll pick up 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, nice running across the right side by Brant Hebel that time. Again, looked like there might have been a little bit more there, but a nice open field tackle there by Dion Weeks, able to get the stop.
Yeah, he ended up hanging on to him and getting one of those waist bear hug type tackles, but he was able to keep him from getting any more yardage. 3rd down, big 3rd down for Smoky Valley here. Jake's still watching that play clock. He's heard what you said about making sure he runs a little clock. Turn and hand it off to Hebel. Hebel again tries it, can't get the 1st down yardage. He's going to be stopped about the 47-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 3. And just what the Vikings didn't want to do, a 3 and out. So we'll see what happens here. See if they decide to punt the ball or go for it. It'd be a gutsy call to go for it in your own side of the field. But boy, would it ever certainly make a statement if you made it.
Yeah, it really would, and it's gonna be a big play right here. You could easily see Smoky Valley maybe just run some time off the clock here and try to draw the Trojans off sides before maybe making the decision to punt. But a tough spot to really go for it here on your own side of the 50.
Yeah, 4th down wishbone formation. Jake still 3, 2, 1. Now they're going to call a timeout. So they wanted to try, and Hillsboro wasn't going to bite on the jumping offside. So timeout on the field. Again, we'll keep it right here. Want to wish Bethany good luck tomorrow. They get to finally get their season opener tomorrow in football. They're at home against Kansas Wesleyan. Want to wish the tennis team good luck tomorrow. They've got a big match at home. Volleyball on the road tomorrow. Cross country's probably running tomorrow. I didn't check their schedule to see if they're running, but my, what a lot of activity going on, and it's so good to have all this activity going on with the COVID pandemic we got going on, and you're not sure if you're going to have it or not, and wow, just tons of excitement going on.
Yeah, a lot of activities going on. Like you said, cross country really, really performing well. Volleyball's been just phenomenal all the way up to the number 3 ranking in the state right now in 3A. And then, of course, we're going to have JV football at home on Monday night. This same Hillsboro squad here that we're taking on tonight, their JV squad's going to make the trip up to Bethany Stadium and get the opportunity to play our JV guys. So a lot of activities, a lot of things going on. And like you said, just good to be out here. What a great night. Temperature outside has really gone down into the 60s. It's a good ball game.
Great ball game. Don't miss the Wheat State scoreboard tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game. Scores from the area and other wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State scoreboard show from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Vikings coming out now 4th and 3. They got to get to midfield to get a first down. They're at the 47-yard line, and they're going for it. Unless they call another timeout, who knows what they'll do. But wishbone formation, I'd look for Jake Lucas to take it down the line of scrimmage, a toss to the outside, trying to get Brant Hebel some room, and he's got it! Ball comes loose, so at the end, he's got the first down. He lunged over the 50-yard line, so he's got the first down, but I think the ball came loose. Vikings are celebrating over there. If it was a fumble, the Vikings got it. The ball is...
Yeah, either way, if that ball came out, either way, it went out of bounds. Nobody else got to it. It actually crossed the first down marker, and so it's going to be Viking first down over there. They're going to do a little bit of discussing over there to make sure they're happy with all the decisions that they're making, but it was definitely a questionable play there. I couldn't quite tell if it comes out of Heaple's hands before he hits the ground or not.
Wouldn't matter. I mean, it wasn't a fumble.
Well, whether or not a leg might have been down before that is what I'm saying, if it comes out.
Well, they're spotting the ball right on the 50-yard line, but they've already moved the chain, so it's first down Vikings. They come over to talk to the Hillsboro coach a little bit. Could you tell on the replay what happened?
Yeah, it just looked like to me as he's reaching and trying to lunge that ball forward, he does not look to be making contact with the ground at all there. So I think, like I said, his lunge gets him to the 50-yard line, and it looks
I thought he got over.
Yeah, and if the marker's at the 50, which is what it appeared to be, because again, when they're starting this possession here, the Vikings did start this right here at the 40.
Right at the 40.
And so if it touches the 50, it's going to be a first down, and that's exactly what I see here.
The ball is just absolutely right on the white stripe of the 50-yard line, so the officiating crew did a good job of spotting it where the Vikings needed it spotted. Hillsboro coaching sideline probably not very happy with the result, but we'll see what happens here. Vikings, boy, if they could put a drive together, that would certainly be good.
Well, you got to imagine now you're going to be able to take at least 2 to 3 more minutes off this clock, at least 2 as we go through this possession, and that's going to be huge to be able to hold on to the ball a little bit longer and hopefully push it down the field.
Well, I would love to see us push it in and score here one more time and put this game out of reach, but it's exciting to even say that after the Vikings have been shut out 2 weeks in a row. So it's been so tremendous for the Vikings to have that 24-point outburst in that second quarter and then put a score on in the third quarter as well. Hillsboro scored in the fourth quarter here. So each team has scored once, but the Vikings have it first and 10 now, ball right at midfield. Wishbone formation, 6:21 left to go, fourth quarter. Lucas calling out the signal, turns and hands it off to Blanchard. He's got a big hole. He's across the 45 and down to the 43-yard line. Big 7-yard gain by Cade Blanchard. Sophomore just doing a great job out there.
Yeah, a huge hole opened up here on the near side as they blitz off the edge a little bit here and allow us to get things turned to the inside. Bolt able to make the stop there, but not until Blanchard gets about 7 yards on the carry.
So second down and 3 for the Vikings here. Most of the second half they've gone in wishbone formation and they've had a lot of success. Jake still watching that play clock, making sure it gets down below 10 before he even starts it. Going to keep it himself. No, Stambaugh's got it, and he's very near first down yardage. It's going to be, they're going to stop the clock so he gets the first down. They'll give him first down yardage right to the 40-yard line. So again, a 10-yard it is spotted right on the 40-yard line. That's what's nice about turf. You know that field, that line straight, and you know if it touches the white, it's a first down. So the clock stopped for the first down. It would have been better for him just to be about a foot short.
and Hillsboro had to use that timeout earlier on that last drive, so they've already got a timeout used. Only 2 left in this half.
First down and 10 for the Vikings at the 40-yard line now. 5-18, 17, and counting. Tristan Stambaugh pushing through and through the secondary, and now tackled just a yard short of the first down. He just bolted after he made through that initial contact.
Yeah, there was a wrap-up right at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't tell who exactly got it, but it was one of the backers coming in, and Tristan just fought it off and continued up the field, picking up 9 yards before they finally take him down.
If he wouldn't have lost his balance a little bit coming through that, he may have taken that all the way. Second down and 1. Ball at the 31-yard line for Smoky Valley driving here. They took this kickoff, started it back at the 40-yard line. Wishbone formation on 2nd and 1 for Jake Lucas, directing the Vikings traffic. Here comes Stambaugh, breaking loose again. Ball comes out. Hillsboro says they have it. Ball got stripped. You talked about that on every play. They're going to try to strip it loose. You heard the sideline holler ball, and it came out, and Hillsboro recovered the fumble. So Hillsboro recovers the fumble at the 27-yard line. That is a bad break for the Vikings.
Yeah, it is. Tristan coming up there, Stambaugh actually bouncing the ball to the outside. I think he felt like he had maybe lost most of the muck in there, and just a hand stuck right in there, knocks that ball out. Tristan pretty upset with himself, but now an opportunity to do it on the defensive end and get a stop here. The Vikings going to have to burrow up here now and stop a would-be 74, 73-yard drive. They did take some more time off the clock. 4:29 left here for Hillsboro.
4 receivers to the far, now 3 receivers to the far side. Empty backfield for Patuchik, rolling under pressure for the Vikings. Now he's going to go down the middle of the field and intercepted by Blanchett. Cade Blanchett, I said to Coach Lambert, I said, maybe Cade Blanchett will use his height. He had great position, and he picks off a pass.
Yeah, what a great play by Blanchett. You know, Patuchik breaks free. Looks like he's trying to send a guy deep. He has a guy deep down there. As he was trying to hit, it looked like Nate Hine, and he just didn't send it far enough, and instead Blanchett able to cut underneath that, make the interception, hold on to the ball. It was a tough play.
Yeah, it was a tough play.
But held on to it through the drop, and the Vikings now get the stop they were looking for, and we've just reversed field a little bit, but again, we could take some more time off this clock.
At the 43-yard line of Smoky Valley, they would love now with 4:22 to put this game out of reach by running the clock out. Wishbone formation behind Jake Lucas. Jake's going to keep it himself, got some lead blockers, and gets up to the 48-yard line, pick up a 5. Second down and 5 for the Vikings. I would run Jake Lucas right, Jake Lucas left. See what the Vikings decide to do.
Nice tackle by Dion Weeks coming over from his linebacker position. Just able to get a little bit of the shoe and trip up Jake Lucas. Otherwise, I think Jake might have picked up the first down there.
But we like that he didn't keep the clock running. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. Got to get across to the 47 on the other side. Second down and 5. Again, Vikings have gone wishbone formation every play on this fourth quarter. Long play count, turned and handed off to Hebel. He's got the 50, and he's going to be stopped. Maybe he'll get across to the 49, or they'll spot it. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Vikings. Good hard run by Brant Hebel.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 now, and a big 3rd down play, although you got to think there's a good possibility to go for it on 4th if we don't make it. But if you're Hillsboro, you're also thinking, when do we start using those 2 timeouts? But you don't really want to use it right here. It's kind of a tough spot, but clock's ticking. We're down at almost 3 minutes. By the time the Vikings snap this play, it will be under the 3-minute mark.
It will be. Jake's done a good job of managing that play clock. It's nice to have that play clock out there. Wishbone formation on 3rd and 2. Linebackers coming up to the line of scrimmage. Blanchett trying the left side. He's got first down yard. He's in the open. He's in the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Vikings. The Vikings score with 2:47 left on a Cade Blanchett 50. What was that? 49.
Yep, 50.
49-yard touchdown run by Cade Blanchett.
Yeah, beautiful run coming off this left side. He got some excellent blocks up the field. Tristan Stambaugh freeing him up. Brant Hebel freeing it up. And also, of course, that line. And he just rumbles. We talked about the fact that he had such a hard time finding open space those first 2 weeks. This time, He found the open space, and he outruns the Hillsboro deep backfield and is able to take it all the way to the house to put the Vikings up 36-22.
Well, they came up. I said the linebackers were coming up. They came up on the line of scrimmage to try to stop that short gain, and he burst into the open, and he was off to the races. 2-point conversion try coming. Jake Lucas rolling out, still rolling. It's a pass, and it's complete to Tristan Stambaugh. And our score with 2:47 left to go in this fourth quarter. Vikings 38, Hillsboro 22, back after this 30-second timeout.
That makes the score Smoky Valley 38, Hillsboro 22 with 2:47 left to play.
How many yards? 60. And welcome back. So we're talking here. We got back live, and I didn't know it, but we need another good kickoff from Brandon Malm.
Well, you were right. You said everything right. But that last drive puts the Vikings over 430 yards of total offense on the night. 403 of that on the ground, including some great running tonight. 126 for Stambaugh, 112 for Lucas, and that last run by Blanchett puts him at 88 yards on the night. And then you throw Hebel in there with 77. So what a running night for Smoky Valley.
My son Mark sent me a note. Is Hillsboro this bad? No, the Vikings are just playing this good. Hillsboro's not a bad team at all.
Not.
Brandon Malm set to kick the ball off. They don't know where to play because the ball's gone every which direction on these kickoffs. So they kind of got to space out equally where they belong and play their position because he's kicked it a lot of different directions. Squibber on the ground again right up the middle. We'll let it take by one of the deep guys about the 15, 20, near side 25. Now turning it back the other way. And the Vikings still haven't got him down, but now finally do gang tackle about the 33-yard line. So that's where Hillsboro will have it 1st and 10. Good Viking kick coverage on that play.
Yeah, nice play there. Also nice play by Frank Wickert. Good return. He continued to bounce off people and try to free things up. Didn't necessarily get a ton of yardage. I mean, he ends up picking up about 18 yards, 17 yards as he picked it up about the 16. But now the Vikings can lay back a little bit, watch for that pass. They know exactly what Hillsboro is going to want to bring here. They've got to score a lot, and they've got to score fast.
Yeah, they got to. Secondary's got to be good. Cade Blanchett just intercepted the last time they had the ball, so you know they're going to throw the ball, although Petuchik is certainly a gifted runner. But they're going to send 3 receivers to the far side. Well, one back can't decide which way he's going to go. Now he comes to the near side. 3 near side, 2 far side. Now somebody in motion. Now they get him set where they need to go. Petuchik rolling near side, still rolling. Now going to tuck it and run. He's going to be tackled down. Oh, he's still on his feet. He spins out a would-be tackler. Still on his feet now at midfield. Cross midfield to the 45, and he'll run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So good play. Vikings had him tackled for about a 5 or 6 yard gain, but he broke out of that tackle. I think they all thought that he was down and they weren't going to tackle him.
Again, very, very deceptive runner. It doesn't look like he ever really gets up to full speed, just kind of trying to pick and choose. But you're right. He got bounced off of. There's a pretty good stick by Haven Lysell Stewart, but nobody wrapped him up. So he turns, gets back to the far side of the field, and ends up picking up about 23 yards on the gain.
Inside Viking territory to 44. 2 receivers far side, 3 to the near side. It's always an option for Petuchik to run like he just did. Dropping back, looking for pressure up the middle. Now passing down the middle, caught. 35 down to the 30-yard line. So another first down, another stoppage of the clock. So they've got it figured out what they want to do. They're an explosive offensive team. They don't piddle around. They've scored tallied up over 400 yards their first 2 games. 3 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. Can the Vikings come up with a big stop? Petuchik dropping back, still looking. Now he's under pressure, and he's going to get away from the pressure now. Throws it downfield. Caught. Touchdown. Wow, did that play take a long time to develop? And they scored with 1:55 to go, so they take less than a minute to score and get within, let's see, it's 28-38, 10-point deficit now for Hillsboro.
Yeah, tough play. The Vikings had really pretty good coverage deep, and he ends up rolling out because of some pressure from Tanner Ludwig. Ludwig comes up just shy of being able to get to him, and then he's able to hit Wickert coming toward the near side at the very last second because he freed himself, kept moving toward the ball, and that's exactly what he did. Picks up the touchdown to cut it to 10.
Vikings are going to call a timeout. We'll keep this one right here. They got to make sure. I mean, if they get a 2-point conversion stopped, they would certainly make it still a 2-possession game. So they've got, being down by 10 points, Hillsboro has to get this 2-point conversion in. Then you know they're going to go for the onside kick on the ensuing play. But Vikings want to talk about a chance to stop this. This is a huge 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's a huge 2-point conversion. The other thing you look at here is it didn't take them very long to score.
No, less than a minute.
Yeah, it was quick. They got down the field quick. So if they don't get this 2-point conversion and somehow they get the onside kick, they score again in 45 to 50 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a whole new ball game, and they still have the timeouts left because I think Smoky took that one. So they still have their 2 timeouts left. Still have an opportunity. A lot of ifs, but they do move the ball well. We know that.
Yeah, we knew they had the capability of moving. The Vikings just couldn't, like you said, Tanner Ludwig almost sacking the quarterback back there, and then just almost like a professional quarterback, just tiptoeing down the sideline, making sure he wasn't out of bounds. And now we're ready for the 2-point conversion. Vikings have the defense set that they want. 2 receivers each way for Petuchik. He's got a back in the backfield behind him. Snap. Rolling to the far side, still rolling, going to go on the pass, and it bounces. So the Vikings, they're going to be interference. Flag on the play, so they get another chance at it.
Could be interference, not sure. Might have been a lineman down the field, though, too. Could be a number of things here, but
Hillsboro thinks they've got another chance. I saw there was some contact, but boy, that ball was uncatchable. Vikings are celebrating over there on the sideline. See what the call is. Vikings are walking off the field like they think it's on Hillsboro.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
The result of the extra point, it was no good. During the play, Hillsboro had a lineman downfield. Because of the incomplete pass, there is no penalty.
Point after pass is no good, and our score with 1:55 left, Hillsboro 28, Smoky Valley 38. We're not going to take a timeout here. I don't think they're going to get this play restarted here pretty quick, so we're going to keep it right here. So the PAT failed.
It kind of goes back a little bit. Interesting that they went for the extra point kick earlier. I know that's something they work on, and I understand all that. But, they had scored previously on the other 2
I know that kick was just...
And you put yourself in such a better spot if you can possibly cut that game to 6 than you do if you score and even leave it at 7 or miss like they did and leave it at 8. So it really does change a lot.
A 3-play, 67-yard drive in 52 seconds.
Yeah, it was quick. They got the ball up the field quickly. Now you find out what do you have as far as onside kicks go. It's one of those things you do practice, but how good you are at it every time and whether or not the ball does what you want it to do. Now, again, they do have the 2 timeouts. You get that early stop, but they're going to lose some time here along the way with that play clock because of only having 2.
The Vikings, the ball has to go 10 yards before Hillsboro can touch it. So the Vikings going to have 9. They're going to have 10 guys within 5 yards of the 50-yard line. As you can see on your monitor, if you're watching here, this is always an exciting part of the game, and you got to have balance on each side of the ball, I believe, anymore. So you can't overload one side and just blow everybody out of the way and wait for somebody to come and get the ball. And then kickers practice this kick too to get the ball to bounce up in the air, but sometimes it doesn't bounce where you want it to bounce. So a lot of big things can happen here. Vikings have some of their tight ends. It's Brewer. They got Haven, Lysell, Stewart, Stambaugh. Golden, Bronson Golden. Call them the good hands people here, trying to make sure they recover this onside kick. 1:55 left to go, but they just run up and go.
It's
the
loose.
Ball comes
it's
loose. And the Hillsboro says they got it. Somebody went down to get it for the Vikings, and it bounced off. It might have been Stambaugh. Bounced off his pads and went back the other way, and Hillsboro recovers the onside kick.
Yeah, tough play. It was really a well-designed play, I tell you. You know, you just have to have 5 guys on either side. Doesn't matter how you break. The ball comes up, and it did exactly what you want it to do. Took an awkward hop right there in front of Tanner Luddig. Ends up hitting him right there in the shins. Bounces right back toward Hillsboro, and they're able to get on it before Viking can get there. So, with 1:52 left, no timeouts used by Hillsboro. If they can score quickly, it's a ball game.
Yeah, but then they got to go for 2, and they still got to be down. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Patuchik with the back beside him in the backfield, going to have a quick slant pattern in and out of the hand. Almost intercepted by Brant Hebel. The ball went through the arms of the intended receiver, and Brant right there, and he's walking off in frustration because he just about had it.
Boy, that one is just snuck back behind him. That's probably about one of the first bad throws I've seen him make all night.
Yeah.
Threw it behind him. I think if he catches him in stride, he's able to get across the middle a little bit and for sure pick up the first down, and the clock would have stopped. Instead, Hebel almost gets the pick. Instead, it's 2nd and 10, Hillsboro.
3 receivers far side, 2 near side. Patuchik in the backfield by himself, empty backfield. Here comes Haven Lysell on a blitz. Pressure coming against Patuchik. He's going to outrun it. No, yes, now downfield with the ball. Caught at the 30-yard line. Boy, how he can run out of trouble and find a receiver. Patuchik is a talented quarterback.
Yeah, he does such a great job. I think that was Nick Smith he hits up the field, number 18. But again, being chased by 4 Vikings coming around the edge, and none of them could catch him. He's such a great athlete. We had guys right there with him, just couldn't quite pick up. And with 1:38, they're set up 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
2 receivers each way. Flanker. They have enough men on the field. 3 receivers. 1 was hid behind there. They go deep in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown caught. Touchdown from the 24-yard line. So a 24-yard pass play is good.
Looked like a pass back there to Dylan Bolt, if I'm not mistaken. Dylan Bolt makes the catch there. What a great play. I tell you, Vikings had a nice blitz coming. Like you said, 24 yards out. He just unloads the ball. Hebel let him get by him for just a second, and that amounts to a touchdown here. A little over 20 seconds, about 30 seconds on that possession is all.
4 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for the extra point conversion now. Patuchik's going to roll. He's going to tuck it and run himself, and he's going to roll over and get into the end zone for a touchdown. That's an important play because now it gets within 2 points, 36-38. A possible field goal could win it. 1:23 left. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Now we got to do it for real. And welcome back to Hillsboro, Kansas. Don Binks along with Doug Snyder. Dalton Estep doing the stats for us, doing a great job. This was a 2-play 50-yard drive. They scored with 1:23 left to go, so they took 32 seconds to score that time.
Yeah, if you only join us for the first and third quarter, Hillsboro's up 8-6. In the second quarter, 32 total points scored, and in the fourth quarter, 28 total points scored. So those 2 quarters have just been knockdown dragouts. You pointed it out, Hillsboro got the last onside kick. They come out of the jumble. You know, be interesting if they do the same thing again. This time, Haven Lysell Stewart is in the middle, so they've adjusted it just a little bit, putting another hands guy out there this time as well, expecting it to be in the middle. This is big, 38-36. It's a 2-point game. Hillsboro's been moving it. They do still have 2 timeouts left as well, so if they can get the Vikings stopped, even if the Vikings get the ball, they have a chance with at least a few seconds left to maybe have an opportunity.
So now everybody's shuffling around. They got all their good hands people of the first 5 linemen. They bunch up right at the hash mark on the far hash. Last time they just broke. I was ready for them to spread out. They just broke and kicked it. We'll see if they do it again. Now they're going to spread out a little more this time. So they have another play to run. They're going to be they're positioned correctly. 5 on each side of the ball. A little more time to react this time. Now Brant Hebel is going to come up too, along with Blanchett. Kick it, catch it, and go down. Good job, whoever that was, whoever got that one. Pickering.
Yeah, Vincent Pickering makes the catch there. Oddly enough, they did have 6 guys on one side and 4 on the other. I want to make sure I understand the ruling correctly on that. I thought it had to be even on both sides.
I did too.
But they lined up with 6 on the near side and 4 on the far side. But either way, Smoky Valley does maintain possession here. Great catch by Vincent Pickering. They put that one in the air. I think the goal there might have been to try to make contact with a Viking and bounce it off, giving themselves a chance. But again, the thing they realize is they've still got 2 timeouts. I know that 40. I know there's going to be some time that's going to come off the clock, but they're going to try to get this first down stopped, see what kind of timeouts they can use, and give themselves a chance at least to get the ball back.
Finally, the Vikings have it on offense again. Wishbone formation from the near hash at the 43-yard line. Lucas under center, going to turn and hand it off to Stambaugh. He's going to get a yard, maybe 2, and they're going to call a timeout right away. So just a few seconds run off the clock. 2nd down and 8, we'll call it.
Yeah, and the other thing you got to remember here, they're going to try to rip that ball out of there. They're going to come after with everything they've got. But this sure makes that timeout they had to use down near the goal line so big, and they were really close to getting that play off. They got up to the line of scrimmage. I thought there was about 1 second left when they finally made the timeout call, but the choice was made. Now you're sitting here with 2 timeouts with 1:16. Now 1 timeout with 1:16 left. And again, Vikings would love to get a first down and just seal this deal, and it's game over.
That would put it over for sure. But I would expect to see Jake Lucas maybe keep this on a spread play, maybe try to run outside a little bit more, take a little bit more time. He's had some good runs off the edge anyway, so we'll see what they choose to do. But you worry about that exchange between. We haven't had any fumbles between the quarterback and the center. We haven't had any fumbles between the handoff of the backs, but then we've had fumble down the road. I know you shouldn't be talking about it, but you got to talk about everything. You got to have a. I
got to talk to you during our basketball games about some of the things you want to say too. We got to. I'm going to start checking and looking at you to see if you said something. You're exactly right, though. You're exactly right. You are right. And again, we said before the game started how fun it would be to have a shootout. Boy, it's been a shootout. It's been a fun game. I mean, these last 2 Hillsboro possessions, less than a minute for both of them to put the ball in the end zone. It's been fun to watch, and the way the Vikings have moved the ball, I mean, it's just been completely polar opposites. The Vikings 403 yards rushing, only 27 yards passing. Meanwhile, Hillsboro 274 yards in the air. What a night for Patuchik.
Yeah, it's been a big night both ways. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 45-yard line. Wishbone formation for Jake Lucas. Turn and hand it off to Blanchett, trying the right side. Blanchett gets a yard across the 45 to the 46-yard line. But they'll use their last timeout now. That'll take the last timeout down to 1:12, so it only took 4 seconds for the play to run. So now they're going to run it. Then it takes 40 seconds to get the next play off.
So if you figure it takes them 5-6 seconds to run this next play, you're looking at about 1:07. You take 40 seconds off the clock after that, you're down to about 27 seconds is all they're going to have. And I would assume Smoky would run all the time off and take a timeout, and then go ahead and make the decision on what they want to do. But again, then you start looking, you need to punt the ball out of bounds. I don't want to see Hillsboro get the ball on a free catch and give them the opportunity to get the ball up the field. And again, they're just so deadly with their passing game. You almost don't want to see them have any seconds. So
you want to get a first down. You want to get a first down. See what they run. Maybe they'll surprise everybody and pass the ball on this down, but that throws in the possibility of an incomplete pass. It stops the clock, so you don't really want to do that. So I would certainly expect not to see a pass. But
on a Viking 2-pass night so far, a really interesting play. But again, you would definitely catch everybody off
catch
guard.
them off guard.
And they've got that little slip once in a while with Haven Lysell Stewart off the edge. But again, the thing you run into is what you just said. If it's an incomplete pass, that clock stops. Now you've allowed a minute left in this game. So I would definitely see something here. I like your thought about Jake Lucas giving that fake again. You know, I know the coaches there are saying, hey, let's get those guys turned in one more time. If you can turn them, we get him to the edge, we get a chance here to get this first down.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of the timeout now, the Vikings will have it 3rd down and a long 7. Ball has to get to the 47-yard line across midfield for the first down. They'll stay in that wishbone formation. Lucas under center. Long play count, turn and hand it off. Lucas is going to keep it himself. He's got first down yardage and more. Across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Jake Lucas clapping his hands and celebrating with his teammates. First down, Vikings, and they can take a knee now. They can't stop the clock. Vikings are going to win their first game of 2020.
I want to call out right there, beautiful play by Skylar Hopkins, a pancake block on the edge here. He got his guy turned toward the near side of the field and just completely takes him out. That frees up Jake Lucas. Again, all the line did their job, but what a big play right here on the edge by Skylar Hopkins. Frees him up, gets the first down, and the Vikings are going to just be able to run out the clock.
The clock running, Hillsboro can't stop it. Jake Lucas now, what the Vikings take a timeout for? Was the play clock about to expire? I didn't think it was, but it may have been. I was looking at the game clock. It was under 50 seconds, and I thought maybe I didn't even look at the play clock, so it may have been.
Smoky Valley.
You know, it was nearing it. They were under 4 before he ever got underneath center, so I think there was just a little bit of nervousness about, you know, let's and maybe just a little something about, hey, let's just talk about what we want to do here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, you know.
Take a knee. What do you need to talk
again,
about?
You know, you just said it, though. All night we've done a really good job with the center exchange and the quarterback exchange. Let's talk about it real fast. Hey, get that ball up there, make a play. We've only got to do it twice.
Yeah.
Okay, do it twice. That's all we've got to do it. Make a play. You other guys be there, be ready. In the event that anything happens, you know, you get so excited sometimes at these times, and they're young men. You know, I know our line is a lot of seniors, but at the same time, a lot of young guys out there. Let's remind them. Let's say, hey, here's what you need to do. Make sure we're covering things up. In the event that something happens, our deep guys got to be ready.
Yeah, now they're going to go into the victory formation where the 2 backs are right behind Jake, and then we got somebody else way deep, and Jake will take a knee. They'll reset it again. That'll give him a loss on the play of 2 yards. But the Vikings will have to snap it one more time, and they will come away with a huge victory tonight. Smoky Valley is going to get in the win column. Not only did they get their first score of the year, they've got several scores. They tally 38 points tonight. And what a crazy, crazy night here. Like you said, 2 quarters with a lot of points. And there's the final knee, and the Vikings win it tonight by the score of 38-36. We'll be back after this 3-minute timeout to wrap this one up. A happy celebration. Too bad the parents can't come up and celebrate with their kids. But the Vikings win it 38-36 back after this 3-minute timeout.
Smoky Valley 38, Hillsboro 36. Next week, homecoming against Sterling. Drive safely.
This is the Bank of Tisket post-game show, Generations of Confidence, Relationships for Life, member FDIC. Ask about their new Casasa checking account in Lindsborg, Salina, Lincoln, and Tisket. And now joining us, Coach James Henderson of the winning Viking team. And who would have thought the Vikings could come up? They gave up a drive and it's 8 points right away, but they drove the ball down the field, turned it over on downs deep, got the ball back, and then even the score up in that 24-point outburst in that second quarter was awesome.
Well, something that I have failed to mention, just feeling too sorry for myself the last 2 weeks, is our offensive line has played good every week. Mm-hmm. They have got to the guys they were supposed to block. They have got off the football like we want them to. And again tonight, they did a great job of paving the way. And you got to give credit to our backs. Our backs ran the ball with much more physicality tonight. They hit the hole much harder, and they ran the ball downhill. They were much more physical running the ball tonight than they have been the first two games. So that was huge. That was huge. And then again, Jake in the quarterback run game again.
Yeah.
You know, he was good in the quarterback run game last week despite the situation. He was really good in the quarterback run game, and Coach did a masterful job of play calling tonight. You know, they were guessing who was going to get the ball, and
I thought they were guessing on their gaps once in a while on defense because if they guessed right, they'd get us stopped. If they guessed wrong, we might gash them for 8 or 10 yards.
Yeah, well, and you know, so we had them in a pickle offensively, and we got just enough stops defensively to I was telling Coach Snyder here at halftime, I told him if we got 2 stops, we'd beat them. Well, we got 4 and we barely won. But we got to remember they got the onside kick too.
Yeah.
And that's a possession that they got back that we had stolen from them earlier. You know, there's 5 or 6 plays in a football game that make the difference. And you know, Cade Blanchett's interception, huge, just an absolute huge play that he made right there. That was huge. Us after they got the ball, and then and Austin Sharp stripped it, and we got it right back. Those 2 plays were huge in the game.
Absolutely.
Just huge. And so our kids needed this, and any way we could get it, our staff needed it too. And it was a tough week of practice for our kids, and it was a tough week of practice for us coaches. It was hard for us coaches to do what we had to do this week to get our kids ready to play. And it was hard for our kids to have to listen to what we had to tell them to get them ready to play. So I'm proud of our staff, and I'm really proud of the way our kids responded.
Well, the fact that you hadn't even scored in the first 2 games was huge, because then you start talking about, are you going to be good enough to score? Hillsboro put up 400-some yards of offense. Is their defense very good? Well, their defense isn't bad at all. They've got some good athletes on that side of the ball, but the Vikings offensive line, like you mentioned, we talked about that. We talked about Tristan Stambaugh and Cade Blanchett as sophomores growing up tonight. I mentioned one time that Tristan was running the ball, looked like he was going to go to Wichita. He was headed straight south. I mean, he wasn't trying to juke anybody. He was just going to play smash mouth football.
No, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but the last time we kicked off, Tristan busted that wedge, and I mean, he came down that field with some intentions to knock somebody down, and he did. He grew up a lot tonight. Him and Cade both did, and you know, I'm proud of all our kids. They like I said, it was a tough week of practice. Us coaches really demanded a lot from them, and we wouldn't let them make any excuses, and they weren't going to have any tonight either. And we told them they had to play better, and by golly, boy, did they play better.
We don't get too high when we win, although we're pretty high right now, but we don't get too low when we lose. But you got to turn your attention to the next opponent, which is a team we haven't played for several years. Colby comes to town next Friday, and what do you know about the Colby? I believe it's Eagles.
Yeah, well, I watched a little bit of film yesterday, just a little bit. Kind of a flex bone offense, but then they break the flex bone and getting kind of a trips out of that flex bone look. They're big, they're strong, they're fast, physical, and so they will be very formidable. We will have to get better. We got a lot of things we can improve on, and
pretty much came out of the game tonight without any injuries. I didn't see anybody having any issues other than Brewer. I think that one time got a little dinged up on the sideline or somebody, or maybe one time, but
no, I
basically come out of the game healthy.
I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Of course, those bangs and bruises
boy.
don't hurt nearly as bad. It's like the old movie, the old radio movie. There's nothing like, going out Friday night looking for a win and waking up Saturday morning and finding one. And so we're going to enjoy waking up Saturday morning. I guarantee you.
No question about it.
And we'll be high, and we'll have to. We've got a lot we got to do to get better. We know that. And but we're going to really enjoy this for a few hours here and let our young kids. I don't know how many sophomores we had in the ball game tonight.
A lot.
We probably played 10 different sophomores tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, congratulations on a super win. Pass it on to all your coaching staff and all the players from us. We'll be able to listen to this one and enjoy it for a couple of days before Monday practice.
Yeah, we will. And thank you guys. It sure was fun. It's hard on an old man like me, though, but it sure was fun.
James Henderson of the Vikings. Again, the Vikings win it by the score of 38-36. They had a 30-22 lead. Hillsboro scored a couple of times in that fourth quarter. The Vikings scored once in that fourth quarter on a 49-yard Cade Blanchett run, so that was tremendous. But I'll recap the scoring here as Hillsboro started off, and they drove it down and scored. Patuchik on a 1-yard run. The point after run by Patuchik was good, and it was 8-0. But the Vikings came back, drove the length of the field, but turned it over on downs. But the Vikings got a 3-and-out. They got the ball back. A 4-play, 38-yard drive culminated in a Blanchett 5-yard run. Lucas' 2-point conversion was good, and with 10:03 to go in the first half, the Vikings had scored their first touchdown of the year and tied the game up at 8-8. But it wasn't over yet. Another 3-and-out. The Vikings got the ball back. 6 plays, 85 yards later. A Hebel 10-yard run. A 2-point conversion by Lucas makes the score 16-8. The Vikings had their first lead of the year with 4:40 left to go. Then they give it back to Hillsboro. They score on a 50-yard Patuchik run. The point after pass was good, and it's 16-16 with 3:33 left to go in the third quarter. But the Vikings weren't done yet. With 11 seconds to go on 4th and 1, Lucas takes it in. The point after pass was good, and the Vikings had a 24-16 lead at the half. Then in the third quarter, a couple of fumbles, a couple of exchanges. But the Vikings prevail, and with 15 seconds left to go, Tristan Stambaugh takes it in from the 1. The point after run was good, and was no good, and it was 30-16. And then in the fourth quarter, Hillsboro scores on a 6-yard pass from Bolt after getting the ball back from the Vikings. But they try a point after kick, and it's no good. And with 8:40 left to go in the fourth quarter, it is 30-22. An interesting score when they didn't go for 2-point conversion after the Vikings had just missed their 2-point conversion. But then the Vikings are driving. They fumble the ball away. And then the Vikings come up with an interception. Cade Blanchett, you heard Coach Henderson talk about that. They got the ball back. And then on the ensuing drive, a 49-yard Cade Blanchett run makes the score 38-22. With 2:47 left to go in the fourth quarter. But Hillsboro gets the ball back. They run it 3 plays, 67 yards in 52 seconds, scoring on a 43-yard pass. The point after was no good, and it was 38-28. The Vikings get the ball back, then the onside kick happens. Hillsboro gets the ball back. They score in 2 plays, 24-yard pass culminating. They get the 2-point conversion good, and it's 38-36. But then the Vikings recover the next onside kick, run out the clock, and win the ball game by the score of 38-36. Wow.
You said
all I can say is wow.
I think wow is the key to that one. And it's just been a crazy, crazy game. The way it went back and forth, all the different things there. Just an amazing game. And you see that in the stats as we get ready to cover those right now as well. It took forever to cover the scoring. It's going to take a while to cover the stats.
Probably don't need to go every detailed tackle.
Well, both teams, though. Both teams go over 400 yards of total offense. Total offense tonight totals out at 800 and 56 yards between the two teams. 445 for Smoky Valley, 411 for Hillsboro. Hillsboro had 42 plays tonight, averaged 9.8 yards per play. They do go for 274 yards in the air on 16 of 20 passing by Matthew Patuchik. Again, 274, 3 touchdowns, but boy, the big play against him, the one interception. Cade Blanchett making a big, huge play. And that, so prophetic now, especially since their next two possessions, they score in under 50 seconds each on those two possessions. So they easily could have done that again. Completely different game that we're looking at. Receiving-wise, Wickert, 6 grabs, 98 yards, a touchdown. Cole Kaufman, 1 for 42. Jackson Hanshu, 2 for 37. Dylan Bolt, 2 for 35. He had 2 receiving touchdowns. Nick Smith, 1 for 21. Jake Thiessen, 1 for 17. Jamari Harris, 2 for 16. Nate Hine, 1 for 8. Running the football for Hillsboro, they go for 137 yards on 21 carries tonight, led by Matthew Patuchik, the quarterback, 11 carries, 79 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jamari Harris goes 7 for 53. Nate Hine, 2 for 6. Jackson Hanshu, 1 carry for -1 yard. Meanwhile, 5 penalties for Hillsboro tonight, amounting to 30 yards. They also have 2 turnovers tonight, 1 via fumble and 1, of course, due to the interception. Patuchik also punts twice. Both of those in the first half averaged 30.5 yards per attempt. They only have 17 minutes, 28 seconds of total offense. That puts the Vikings at 30 minutes and 32 seconds, so completely controlling the time of possession tonight. 15 first downs for Hillsboro tonight to 28 for Smoky Valley. 26 of Smoky's coming via the run. Only 6 of Hillsboro's coming via the run. The other 9 via the pass. Hillsboro was 5 for 9 on 3rd down and 0 for 1 on 4th down. As you said, we won't cover all the tacklers, but Tristan Rathbone leading the way, 9.5 tackles, 9 solo. I think, unfortunately, I called Meeks' name most of the night tonight, and it actually happened to be Tristan Rathbone. Frank Wickert, 8.5 tackles, 6 of those solo. Garrett Helmer with 8, Rimple 6.5, Hanshu with 4, Patuchik, Thiessen with 3.5, and a host of Hillsboro players with 3 or less. Vikings side of the football, they go, as we said, for 445 yards of total offense on 63 plays, so 63 to 42 there. 27 of those yards coming via the pass on 2 for 2 passing by Jake Lucas. One of those passes to Brant Hebel for 20 yards, the other one to Haven Lysell Stewart for 7 yards. On the ground, the Vikings roll up 418 yards on 61 rush attempts, averaging 6.9 yards per carry. 2 players go over the 100-yard mark tonight. 20 carries for Tristan Stambaugh, 128 yards and a score. Jake Lucas, 16 carries, 124 yards, and of course, 9 of those big yards coming on the first down run to seal the game there in the last possession. He also had a touchdown. Cade Blanchett breaks out tonight, 12 carries, 89 yards, 2 scores, and Brant Hebel, his best running of the season, 13 carries, 77 yards, and a score. Vikings, as I said, handled the ball for 30 minutes and 32 seconds, picking up 28 first downs throughout the night. They go 3 of 8 on 3rd down, and 3 of 4 on huge 4th down conversions throughout the night. For the Vikings tackling, Jake Lucas led the way with 7 tackles, 5 of those solo. Brant Hebel, 5.5. Tate Brewer with 5. Haven Lysell, 4.5. Austin Sharp, 3. Court Shugren, 2.5. Justin Holt with 2. Tristan Stambaugh, 1.5. Tanner Luddig, 1.5. Braxton House with 1. Cade Blanchett with 0.5, as well as the interception late in the game, which was a huge interception. Punting, Tristan Stambaugh punts 1 for 29. Kickoff returns, Jake Lucas 1 for 28. Tristan Stambaugh 1 for 15. Brant Hebel 2 for 8. And Vincent Pickering 1 return, which was a huge return there on the onside kick, just making the catch, no yards picked up. That now leads us to the Next Tech Wireless Player of the Game. Something different isn't just a slogan at Next Tech Wireless. They're about our communities because they live here too. Next Tech Wireless is Kansas-based and world-class in supporting their neighbors. They have the latest devices and plans for everyone. With friendly, knowledgeable, and local customer service, they're committed to providing the best wireless network in Kansas. Visit one of their 50 locations across Kansas today. Thoughts?
How could you not give a code to Jake Lucas and Tristan Stambaugh with 120-some yards each? I don't know if you can single out anybody else, but what a night they've had. All four of the guys running the ball did tremendous when you have over 400 yards.
I tell you, that stable of runners tonight was just phenomenal. When you can pick up 400-plus yards out of the backfield and have only two over 100.
Yeah.
The other guys nearing that 100 mark. But I like that. Tristan Stambaugh, the sophomore, Jake Lucas, the senior, both had a great night. I think you've got to give it to them. And not only that, Jake Lucas also adding 7 tackles in the mix too. So I would agree our Next Tech Wireless players of the game tonight have to go to Tristan Stambaugh and Jake Lucas, and probably slide in Cade Blanchett and Brant Hebel for some honorable mention looks for the night as well.
Yeah, what a night it was. What a happy celebration they're going to have in that locker room when they're cleaning up and getting ready to head home. But a well-earned victory tonight. You come into the game wanting to make sure you have you get a score. You're thinking, we got to score tonight. We got to play and get this done. And then you lo and behold, you have a 24-point outburst in that second quarter, and you hang on and win the game 38-30, the best of everything.